Well, hello. Hello, everyone. I didn't expect to see y'all this soon. I thought that I was going to see y'all again on Wednesday morning. But I did come on and come back for y'all. First off, I want to say hey to Dr. Soapy. What is good to Beef Sector Troll? What is good to ATL Gale? What is good to Tracy? What's good to Latasha Phillips? What is good to Barry Addison? What is good to Unfiltered Muffy? What's good to the Can't Stop Troll? What is good to TT Speaks? You see, make sure I'm getting everybody. TT Speaks, Chanel B, Miss Ray X, Bay Life. What is good to Dre Day, Michi Black, Daniel Berry Sports, Netra, Bird, Miami Popo, Simply Made. Um, I think I got everybody. I believe. I believe I got everybody, y'all. Oh, what's good to Patricia, Alexander, youngest? Okay. Oh, ODS. Yeah, ODS. I saw Pizarro Community Wall. I posted on it. I posted on it. Thank you so much, Dre Day. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So let me. What's good to Truth? Hypnotic Touch. So Dre Day. What is good to everyone? Thank y'all so much for joining me here. I had to wait for me to get settled up in the house before I could come live for y'all because I wanted to make sure what's good. What the hell? Miss BB and Sunny. What's good to y'all? Okay, so I know that y'all are here because of the buzz going on around the town. I also noticed that there was a hater that thought that he was dropping the news earlier today, not realizing that I'm the one who actually did it. Then I also noticed that once I had my live scheduled, the hater decided to go live on top of me. How about that? How about that? I can see you, mommy. How about? Now he thought he was spilling tea earlier today. Can't nobody take my credit for what I did. What's good, Judge Fifi TV? Can't nobody take my credit for what I did at all. But so I want to make sure that I get my likes up. This will not be a live where people need to be stingy about my likes. I need my likes to match the people that's up in here trying to be nosy. I need my likes to match the people that's trying to be nosy. And I would like to be reaching my goal as well. Because I think this is the second week in a row which I done through the beef sector forward. The second week in a row. Last week though, it was really the fallout with Ness and Dimples. And then this week is this whole thing with the Patreon. Notice that I'm the only person that actually has posted a concrete receipt about anything. Hey, Precious and everybody. And Jinx. I'm the only person that posted a receipt about it because I'm the only person with a receipt. I'm the only person, and not to say about the YouTube channel. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Patreon. That's strictly what I'm talking about. With the Patreon, as soon as Jay Wilson went live speaking about it, the first thing that I did was go check my email. That's the first thing that I did. Because honestly, when I woke up this morning and did my morning show, then I got my day started and actually started my day today. And so I was actually busy being productive. I was listening to a few people's lives, but I was being productive. This is the reason why y'all didn't see me on any links this morning. Because I was trying to be productive and do what I need to do, as far as paying my bills. CMAC TV. What is good? Yeah, he did swear he had breaking news. And even when the people typed up in his chat over and over to check my community wall, and he read my community wall, y'all. But even with him read at my damn community wall, y'all, he still got to be a hater. He still got to hate. And I don't understand for the life of me why people like to hate on me. I don't get it. You know, I would have typed up in his chat to let him know, go check my community wall. I would have. But he did want to go live before me. He did, Judge Fifi. Peep the game. And what's good, Robert? And at the end of the day, him going live saying that it wasn't me, it's him going live in line. Him going live once again line. So let me go ahead and see what my likes look like before I start with my receipts. Let's see. Let's see what we got with my likes. So I guess I'll go ahead and take y'all down exactly what happened. Exactly what happened and how I decided to go ahead and proceed the way that I decided to proceed. And I thank everybody for the support. So see, what happened was when this whole Patreon thing popped off, y'all, I didn't care too much about it. Because I'm like, oh, she over there at Patreon, so her being over there at Patreon ain't bothering me. It's not going to bother me. Chanel B, I was in Trish chat. I heard what he said, and I'm telling you that's a lie. I'm telling you that it's a lie. And how in the hell you gonna tell me that Jason said that? Did Jason show you a receipt? Did he? Now, any other time when I was getting up in their asses and I put my receipt, nobody else want to claim that. Nobody else want to claim that. But now, what's good, Miss Whistledown? But now that I came up here with my receipt, now that I came here with another receipt, like what I always do, then now everybody want to take credit. They want to take the claim for it. Most of these people didn't even think the way that I think in order to move how I move. Why are you telling me what the hell to do about my commentary? Bitch, I don't know you. I don't know you. So why in the hell you trying to tell me what I can and what I can't say up in my shit? And actually, let me go ahead because I don't even know why you telling me shit anyway, especially if you ain't subscribed. That'll slow you down. That'll slow you down. Slow you down, why don't it? But so anyway, so, and hey, Carrie, hey, Cheryl Burnett, hey, everybody. So when this whole Patreon thing happened, y'all, I didn't really care too much about it because I'm like, okay, well, they paying to go over there and see whatever. However, I was tuning in to Bertha May. What's good, Pizarro? I was tuning in to Bertha May as Bertha May was giving her recaps. At first, I thought that Bertha May was trolling when she was doing her recaps and like when she was putting her community wall updates, when she was doing all that. I thought Bertha May was trolling like hell. But it wasn't until I realized that Bertha May was actually up in there and Bertha May was saying this, that, and the third was up there up on the Patreon. Bertha May was saying what I was listed up on the Patreon. So I put on my thinking cap. Y'all know I'm smarter than the average bear. I'm smarter than the average bear. I think outside the box. And I actually don't mind reading. Most people. Oh, I saw. I left a comment underneath your community wall post, Pizarro. I saw it. You tagged me in it. And I left you a comment. I don't know why you didn't see my comment that I left you underneath that post. To me, Pizarro, I think that's a furious finesser. That is a furious finesser that gave you that offer. Because the finesses are hotter than fish grease. So my thing is, I'm thinking that they trying to pay you that type of money to ban me for 2 months because they trying to sow division out. Now they want to sow division as far as me and you to fall out behind that money. Or for me to cuss you out behind this, whatever they trying to do. For me to get upset with you. Yeah, please like my video, y'all. These likes got to go up before I even start spilling my tea now. I ain't playing with y'all about these little small likes. Either hit up the likes or hit up the goal. One of the two. But Pizarro, I believe that was a salty ass finesser, a furious finesser that did that. Somebody suggested me paying $500 to stay. Absolutely not. I don't pay nothing. If Pizarro needs the $500, then she needs the $500. But I'm letting her know to be hip to the game that all this is the sole division because I'm the representative for Pizarro. They mad that I'm the representative. They also mad that Pizarro got that community guidelines thing. What is that privacy complaint thing up on her channel? And then I turned around and reviewed the same live. Pizarro gave me access to that live. When I reviewed the live, that I ain't get no privacy complaint. That's honestly why I was actually trying to check my email today because I ain't even get no complaint about it. So I think it's very, very interesting that they gave Pizarro the privacy complaint. But get this, y'all. They gave Pizarro the privacy complaint. But this morning, I'm sure when she saw that email from Patreon, ain't no way she wanted to come over here and mess with my channel about a damn privacy complaint. When she got that email from Patreon, I think she was stunned. What's good, Room Shaker? I think she was stunned. I think she was razzle-dazzled. So she wasn't about to come over here and mess with my channel, which is good, which is really, really good. So, all right, let me go ahead and see. Can somebody tell me what the lights look like, y'all? Well, actually, let me refresh my thing. Trying to refresh on my side. Okay. So they got me 105 likes. Go ahead and keep the likes coming out. So let me go ahead and bring up my emails now. And I just want y'all to see the proof here of the email that I showed. I need 25 more likes. Oh, well, give me 25 more likes then, y'all. Don't tell me that I went and did all this reading, that I did all this reading and research in order to get some action moving and get some action done, but then y'all ain't even gonna like the damn video. Let me see. Pizarro said, okay, ODS, because it's strangers after next Patreon gets got, they want to pay. I'm telling you what it is, Pizarro. I'm telling you, not anything that I think, but really what I know. That's the reason why they doing it. Because it's a crazy ass coincidence that now, out of all the times, now they want to bother me over there. Now, Ness said that she hates you. They say that they was gonna take your channel. Ness was gonna take your channel, and all this kind of stuff is what the threats and stuff that they was doing. They was trying to make the threats about your video until I became the representative. Then they had to sit down with that, and now they just been taking L's left and right. But so then now all of a sudden, oh, thank you, Miss Magnificent, towards my goal. I appreciate it. Miss Magnificent gave towards my goal. Okay. So let me go ahead and go into my inbox. Well, actually, let me see where I want to start. Let's see. I guess I'll start from the beginning. So once I found out about the Patreon and I started tuning in to what Bertha May was over there letting us know about, y'all, I did a couple of things. The first thing that I did was I started doing research about Patreon. The second thing that I did, especially after the week where Rick Reed had brought out all this Patreon stuff about Sean Bradley, I decided to join Sean Bradley's Patreon. The reason why I joined Sean Bradley's Patreon is because I wanted to be able to have access to see how Patreon even looks. I didn't know how the looks of things go when it comes to the Patreon. Thank you so much, Pizarro. I didn't know how things looked. I didn't know the rules or nothing like that. So I joined Sean's and I tuned into a couple of his Patreon meetings. And then I started searching around the Patreon app in the site. And let me tell you what I found. So this is step one to what I found in order for me to do what I need to do. So let's see here. This is what I found initially. And I found this just doing a simple Google search. A simple Google search. Thank you, Miss Magnificent. Thank you to Pizarro. Thank you to Dre Day. Thank you to all of y'all. So I started off with a Google search, and as y'all can see here, I'll come over here to the screen that I'm sharing for y'all. All I typed in was how to report Patreon posts without an account. Reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. I said how to report Patreon posts without an account. That's what I put. That's what I did. And then I got these steps of things to do. And I did all of this on June 1st. June 1st was a Sunday. I remember June 1st very well, in which I went on ahead that Sunday and I relaxed right here up on my recliner with my laptop in my lap. Because I knew my content was over there because I heard Bertha May giving the rundowns about what was over there. And hey, Robin Moderator, thank you for being here. Bertha May was giving the rundown of everything that she saw over there. Yeah, it's been brewing for a week. That's why I think it's so funny that Jay Wilson is talking about what I didn't do. Oh, yes, it's been brewing for a week. And I mean, that was appearing up in the receipt that I posted. That's appearing in the receipt that I posted if you actually took a look at the receipt that I posted on the community wall. If you actually clicked on it, I did not join her Patreon. This says how to report a Patreon without an account. I did not join her Patreon. All I did was listen to Bertha May do her recaps. All I did was listen to Bertha May say what was over there. All I did was look at the community wall post that Bertha May was putting. And so then this is what I did. Once I went and looked this up, y'all, let me go ahead and scroll down so that y'all can see. It says to report a Patreon post without an account, you can submit a DMCA notification to copyright at patreon.com. This method allows you to report potential copyright infringement without needing a Patreon account. You'll need to provide specific details, including the URL of the infringing work and any other relevant information to identify it. They gave a more detailed breakdown right here, as you can see. But specifically, they gave the email address right here. Send the email to copyright@patreon.com. Copyright@patreon.com. They also had a Patreon help center that I took a gander at. Once I looked at all of this, it told me about the required information. It said your email should include, again, reading is fundamental, the specific URL of the infringing work, any other relevant URLs or information to locate the work, a statement that you are the copyright owner or have the right to act on behalf of the owner, a statement that the work is infringing, and your contact information. Number 4, no account is needed. No account is needed. So for people that say that I had to go up in her Patreon and pay for a membership and snoop around, no account is needed. I don't have to go up in there and snoop around. I ain't got to do nothing. It says that you can report copyright infringement without creating a Patreon account using the DMCA notification process. So I use this process. Are y'all following me? So far, y'all follow me. I hope y'all follow me so far. So then, once I had all this information, I politely, which that's why I am happy that I still got this up right here. Let me see how I want to do this here. I deliberately kept one tab open while I was checking on my findings. And this is just going to be proof to y'all that Jay Wilson is a hater. He is a hater. So now, let me go ahead and and share this tab. Let me know if y'all see this tab that I'm sharing. Miss Whistledown, I could tell what I want. I could tell what I want. So as you can see, this tab right here. This tab right here. If you go, and this is just a tab that I done been had open for the last week or two. For about 2 weeks, I done had this tab open. That's why it's still active. But if you scroll, I don't have to get on here. 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 All I have to do is go to the post that I want to report, y'all. Y'all watching? For the slow people up in the back. Y'all watching? All I had to do was go to the post that I wanted to report. I clicked the share button. I click copy link. I don't need to pay no $8, no $15, no $100. I ain't got to pay none of it. I don't have to pay not a fuck thing, not a damn dime. Do you see how this works? For the slow people in the back that call me J.Dunn. Do you see how this works? I don't have to pay. I don't care about nobody's refund. I don't give no fucks about no refund. Copy the link, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, wherever. But copy the link. I precisely copy the link. You following me? Are you following me? Once I copy the link, I went on over to my trusty email account. You heard me. I went on over to my trusty Dunn email. And this is what you will see here. This right here. This screen. Y'all see my emails? That's not doctored. Y'all see my emails that's not doctored. Do y'all see that Dunn data on June 1st, 2025 at 4:19 p.m. Send them an email. I started off, hello. There is a creator on your platform who was recently banned from YouTube for her bullying and doxing behavior, and she has now carried it to the Patreon platform. This creator is currently posting pictures of a disabled individual with Turner syndrome and making fun of her stature and smile. She did this on YouTube and Instagram, and I reported it each time she did it. She eventually lost her YouTube channel, but I'm not sure if Instagram gave any recourse to my report. The link to the violating post is below. Y'all see the post right there? Y'all see the link? Y'all see the link? For the slow hoes in the motherfucking back. I put the link. Because what we ain't gonna do is try to talk about any type of stalking or any type of anything, not whenever you actually over there posting the disabled. Not when you over there harassing and bullying the disabled, making fun of the stature and making fun of the smile. Not when you over there doing that. Not when you got all them dumbass finesses over there posting underneath your comments about what you over there doing. Patreon, don't go for this. Don't go for this at all. Now, 1 second, let me stop sharing here. 1 second. Let me bring myself back here into the frame. Jay Wilson gonna always look stupid. He gonna always look stupid. I'm smarter than him. So here, right here, I wanted to make sure that I didn't scroll down too far down, but let me go back to sharing my screen here. Present. Because she's an idiot. That dumb bitch is an idiot. That's what I'm saying. Just an idiot. As you can see, I wanted to make sure that I didn't scroll down too much to where I showed anything that I didn't want to show. But as you can see, the remainder of my email said I have attached a screenshot of the same post that this person made on Instagram also. I am aware that Patreon is a paid service. However, there are still community guidelines to be upheld. I wanted to make you aware because bullying disabled adults with a childlike mind is definitely a violation. Please assist. Thank you for accepting my email. And again, I didn't need to pay no $8. I didn't need to pay no $15. I didn't need to pay no $100. I don't need to pay none of that bullshit. Don't need to. I sent this on June 1st. And this morning, to my surprise, I woke up to this email from Rowan. This is my emails. This is the receipt that I posted. It took him 8 days to get back to me, but guess what? He got back to me. He got back to me. And then let me show you, let me take it a step further. How reading is definitely fundamental. This tab right here is the Patreon guidelines. When you join Patreon without even reading these guidelines, not reading the guidelines or trying to figure out what the rules are, what's against the rules, because you just so quick to get a money grab, you so quick to get a money grab to where you ain't even trying to read the ins and outs about this site, what you can and can't post, what you should or shouldn't be posting. You not reading none of this stuff that you posted over there at all. So this is the clause over here at Patreon. You hear me? Hate speech. Specifically, hate speech, creativity, connection, self-expression, thrive in inclusive environments where everyone's differences are respected. Everyone's differences are respected. Although we welcome diverse viewpoints and debates, there is no room for hate speech on Patreon. We define hate speech as serious attacks against a person, or a group based on the following characteristics. Y'all see this word right here? Let me know if y'all see that word right there. What that say? That say disability, right? Don't that say disability? Don't that say that they are against people attacking a person or using hate speech for a person or a group based on the following characteristics? Disability. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Not only do it say that, also it says in a review of a potential hate speech violations, questions like the following may be considered. Did they call for violence against someone based on one or more of the characteristics listed above? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Did they use dehumanizing language to describe someone based on one or more of the characteristics listed above? Yes, they most absolutely did. Yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. Definitely did all of that. If y'all noticed on my morning show last week, I told y'all that I was in the works with something. But I told y'all that I had to be patient and wait to follow it through because I didn't want to be hasty and pass along the information without knowing how the information worked for myself. I was not going to run out here and advise other people to send an email to this account or this email address without me doing the research myself to see exactly what would come out of my email that I sent. So that's what I did right there. That's what I did right there. And then nextly, and I guess lastly, we'll go ahead and go to the coup d'etat. The coup d'etat is here. The coup d'etat is here. While I'm going back up through all of these posts, let me share this tab. I'm going through these posts and stuff. Which, you know, this was another one of her trying to bully me. But see, I ain't even have to email them about this one because I knew my other one, my initial email was going to be all that I needed to send. Because she don't read. She don't pay attention. So, yeah, but I could have got her for this one. Because who in the hell is she calling cyber stalkers and cyber harassers? Who are you calling that? And whose pictures do you have here? I'll wait. I will wait. I had to mute y'all. I had a sneeze. Y'all, I had a sneeze coming. I had to sneeze twice. And I think I might have to sneeze again. I ain't even gonna lie. But so then I could have went on ahead and sent the email about this one. I could have. But I didn't need to because I just wanted to wait on my original email. If I had not gotten a response this morning about my original email that I sent on June 1st, then I probably would have came and went on ahead and sent the email about this one. This is also about me, not me. But anyway, let me go ahead. Oh, this is the one about Deanna. This one right here. This is the one about Deanna. I don't have to get no membership. Bertha May was saying every single time something new was posted over here. This is the one about Deanna, so that Carrie could know. And honestly, I had hit up Deanna to let her know that this was over here. But before Deanna could take action, today happened. But yeah, this is it. So on May 30th, she posted this over there. And by June 1st, I had already sent them an email. By June 9th, they already handled the situation. You hear me? You hear me? But so anyway, in code, this one was about you. Binary is. Code, this one was about you as well. About Dory. About all of this. But anyway, let me just go ahead and get to the bottom of it. Let me go ahead and refresh my screen. What y'all about the Witnesses the Disappearing Act? Y'all are about the Witness the Disappearing Act on the screen. Now you see it. Let me press my refresh button. Now you see it. Now you don't. You just saw it. And I just refreshed my screen. Now you see it. And now you don't. You don't. Let me refresh it one more time for the slow people in the back. Now you see it. And now you don't. That's the bottom line. Again, I don't have to take ownership for shit if I didn't do it. But now as far as that other channel goes, y'all heard in my email where I specifically stated that she had already been banned off YouTube for harassing and bullying already. She had already been banned off YouTube for violating the community guidelines. She had already been banned. So a lot of the stuff that she was trying to put over there to the Patreon, she had that illegal YouTube channel associated and attached to it. I let it be known up in the email that I showed. And please like my video. In the email that I showed, oh yeah, send me a cash out for my worries and my troubles. Send me a cash out. Go ahead. Cash out me. contribute to my goal? Let's meet my goal. Because when you get over there and you actually trying to bully the disabled, when you try to bully the disabled, not even knowing what the disability is or why you even have that person's picture over there. Now you know I'm gonna clock you. I don't know why you didn't think I was coming. What's good, Miss B? I don't know why you didn't think I was coming. Even when you was over there doing that up on the Instagram with them pictures, I told you. So anybody that's trying to tell me about a stalking anything, she want to take me to the courts for any motherfucking thing. She going to have to explain to the court of law why she had somebody that she alleged is my relative over there on her Patreon, on the paid tier, why she had somebody who she is alleging is my relative over there on that damn B-Sector Shade Room Instagram that she created. She's going to have to explain to the judges and the authorities why she had a disabled adult on her Patreon, on her Instagram. Why was she doing all that? She's going to have to explain that to a judge. And I can't wait to see her try to do it. I can't wait to see her try to explain that. I can't wait to see her try to explain anything of that nature, because that is against the guidelines over there. So for the people talk about karma this and karma that, ain't no karma coming to me. Not no karma coming to me whatsoever. Oh, thank you again, Miss Magnificent. Thank you so much. And hey, Big Mama. Hey, everybody came in. Hey, people. Ain't no karma coming to me for taking her right on the hell up out of here. Because first off, anybody that you think might be a relative of mine shouldn't be on shit of yours. Because I don't have your relatives on a fuck thing that I have over here. Anybody that you might think could be related to me or could know me should not be nowhere over there on your shit. Nobody that you believe has relation to me, you believe they have the last name as me, you believe that they look like me, or whatever in the hell you was trying to say, you should not, and I repeat, you should not be putting them over there up on nothing of yours. Especially when you haven't read the guidelines properly. What's good, Laurie? What's good, Jake Smith? And hey, and the thing is, hey, Kimberly Black. Hey, everybody that came in. No, nobody of mine needs to be behind your damn paywall. Nobody. So now you understand? So now you see how y'all lined up over there at Jay Wilson's for him to lie to y'all's faces. Y'all see how Jay Wilson want to take credit. Y'all see how Jason and whoever else trying to take credit for some shit. No, I did my due diligence. I did the research and I read a little bit. That's all I did. It's so funny because Jay Wilson just knew that he was breaking news and all this. He can't stand to give me credit even whenever I've done something correctly. That's how you know the man is such a hater. Thank you, Miss Magnificent. Girl, look at you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you. He can't stand to give me credit for doing something properly because he thought that he was breaking the news, not even realizing that he over there reporting on my work. He couldn't even get home and get situated fast enough while he over there up on his channel reporting on my work. And then once I threw the receipt up on the community wall, I just threw it right there up on the community wall. And people told him to go check the community wall. And he still couldn't give credit for my work. Because he think he did something while he did nothing but sit over there like a Humpty Dumpty with an egg head. That's all he did. So anyway, that's my receipts. And again, now you see it. Now you don't. What's good? Well, looky. I find it so gratifying that the people that love to count me out and call me all types of slow and the dummy this and the dummy that, I can't be too dumb. I be outsmarting mofos left and right. So let me go here. Thank you to Dre Day for contributing to my goals. Thank you to Miss Magnificent for contributing to my dang on goal, girl. Thank you, Pizarro, for contributing to my goal. Thank you to Miss Magnificent again for contributing to my goal. Thank you to Miss Magnificent again. 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 Y'all, she's showing out. Thank you to Miss Magnificent again for contributing to my goals. I'm sure that everybody thought, and what's good, even so, I'm sure that everybody thought that I was just going to let her just be doing all that over there. No. But that's the prime definition, the key definition of moving in silence. Thank you, Miss Magnificent, again. Maybe did this meet my goal? Oh, I made it. Thank you, Miss Magnificent. Girl, and you hustled them donations. Thank you, Miss Magnificent. I really appreciate it. Yes, and that's the reason why. Let me put it here. So she had a family member of someone with Turner syndrome over there mocking, but her friends had a fit over their child. No outrage for Ness actions. Very interesting. It's quite interesting, ain't it? It's quite interesting. I mean, wasn't Brooke and Malik, wasn't the clumps just over there up on YouTube cameras last night having a hissy fit because I called their son fat? Wasn't they? Wouldn't they have a fit? And I think the crazy thing about what Ness was over there trying to do, posting the pictures and stuff, she act like that individual that she had posted over there making fun of don't have parents. She act like the individual that she had posted mocking the disabled adult, she act like they don't have parents. So if need be, what's good, Juice? So if it had to go another level or another step further, I was going to get the parents involved. But Patreon received my email complaint, took my complaint seriously, and went ahead and executed what they needed to do. But had they not have taken any type of action, then I was just going to move to plan B and get the parents involved to have them contact the Patreon. Protect the individuals. That's against the Patreon guidelines, y'all. So yes, I made it to my goal. Well, I know you're not. She said, well, I'm not promoting speaking about children, but it's all or none for me. No vulnerable person should be mocked. And that's exactly what they was doing, wasn't they? Wasn't they, though? That's what they was doing. That's exactly what they was doing. Oh, you sent me a cash out, call Brunette? I ain't even been. Let me get my phone, y'all. Thank you, call Brunette. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, yeah, let me see here in my phone. Thank you. Thank you so much. I see here. Wow. Thank y'all. It was a few cash apps up in here. Thank y'all to all of y'all that sent me a cash app. Thank you. Y'all know I ain't everybody's favorite person. I'm aware of that. But it takes some balls and some gumption to think outside of the box. It takes some balls and some gumption. Thank you so much. I'm liking everybody that sent me the cash app. Thank you to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Look at y'all. And then I met my goal, and then I got these cash apps. Thank y'all. So yeah, I don't have to be your favorite. I don't have to be your favorite. But you ain't about to play with me. Juice said they need to tighten up on their guidelines. Even more folks on here buck wild in their feelings. And the thing is, let me see what she put. And hey, Ken, I see you. And the thing is said, there are new cyber laws where you cannot post the disabled on any kind of platform. You can go to jail and be sued for it. It's federal. Well, thank you for letting me know that. And the thing is, I really do appreciate it. So maybe next time she gonna think twice. Thank you, CMAC TV, for thank you. And hey, Charlie, thank you, CMAC TV, for contributing to my goals. I appreciate it. But yes, so I think the moral of the story is, y'all, you ain't about to play around like that. And I'm happy to know that it's federal because I still got the email exchange with me and the Patreon people. I also still have all the receipts and stuff that I sent them. I still have the video clips in which I screen recorded that old channel before it got snatched. I screen recorded her admitting that she had that Instagram called Beef Sector, what is it? Beef Sector Shade Room, where she was posting those pictures and things like that up on that Instagram. I got all of them receipts. So anybody that want to talk about me stalking anybody or me harassing, cyber harassing anybody, I got my paperwork and I got my paper trail. That's why I'm not worried about any karma coming to me at all. At all. Oh, hey, Uppity. Oh, yeah, I did. Hell yeah. As many times as Brooke done spoke on my deceased mama. You damn right. Damn right. People that over the years, people that had a field day speaking on my deceased mama whenever they feel like it. Absolutely. And I don't have no fault in what I said. You crazy? What make Brooke daddy more important than my mama? I'll wait. Now, what exactly made Brooke deceased daddy any more important than my deceased mama? Yeah, that's Ness. That was Ness' page. I don't know if she's still controlling that page, but I still got my screenshots and receipts from it. We ain't about to play these games. And I heard Brooke over there at YouTube cameras this morning talking about what I said about her deceased daddy and Malik. Both of them clumps up there damn telling YouTube cameras that I said this, that. You damn right. Damn right. And I don't feel no way about it. Oh, thank you, Jamie. I don't feel no way about it. When them fools sat over there on binary code and wish death upon me, talk about I need to go die somewhere. I know y'all saw the clip that's over there up on my community wall. Not my community wall, but my videos, my video uploads over here. I know that y'all done seen that clip that binary allowed me to take off his channel and sample over there. I know that y'all saw and heard her say for me that she's sick of me, go die somewhere. I'm sick of you, hoe, go die somewhere. That's what she said. And I'm supposed to be forgiving and pussyfoot around and tiptoe around them because why? I'm supposed to be afraid of offending them or making them feel some type of way, whether it's about their child or whether it's about the deceased daddy, because why? Anybody. Oh, thank you. I just got another cash app, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody. Oh, coup de grace. Thank you. Coup de grace. Y'all, one of my supporters just had to correct me and said it's the coup de grace. The coup de grace. She said I was trying to say the word. I guess she said it's the French word. I ain't say it right. So she had to send me a cash out with the pronunciation and everything. Well, thank you. The coup de grace. Thank you. But so yeah, YouTube cameras, I understand her wanting to protect the channel. I understand her being offended. I understand her being up in her feelings about anything that happened last night. But I'm no longer tolerating the clumps and what they got to say about me. And I'm no longer tolerating people that expect me to tolerate that when I've been posting nothing but receipts about the crazy ass mess that they have recently said. If anybody think that I'm forgiving of that, if anybody think that I'm supposed to be forgiving of that, then you crazy. You're absolutely crazy. So anyway, everybody else could sit down and start taking my credit. Oh, thank you, Barry Addison. Yeah, the clumps. The clumps been the one that told me they sick of me, ho, go die somewhere and all this stuff. I ain't got time. No time whatsoever. Why they want to be big bad wolves, think they gonna try to drag me and say whatever they want to say about me. Talk about that I need to be unalived and all this other stuff. Saying all this weird stuff and I'm supposed to be forgiving and turn the other cheek and respect whatever. And hey, King Kaios, I don't know if I spoke to you. Hey to everybody. I don't know if I spoke to everybody. Y'all, I had dropped my... Did I drop that link? I thought I had dropped the link. Let me try. Let me see. Maybe I didn't. Let me see. 3 major federal laws protect the rights of people with disabilities. They are the IDEA, Section 504, and the ADA. IDEA is the law that provides IEPs. Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, that's what happened. So Jay Wilson can kiss my ass. He could actually kiss my left booty cheek, my left one, since he said that I had to lie and it wasn't me. I ain't got to lie about a fuck thing. And again, I don't move in no damn group. I send my email my damn self on my own behalf. But once I knew that this email would work, I had planned to share it with other people. But now that I did this live, the information is shared. So y'all can thank me. Y'all can thank me. But either way, y'all, I want to go ahead and I dropped my link a couple of times, but nobody want to come up. That's fine. I'm actually going to get off of here. Thank y'all so much for the donations. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the cash apps. Thank y'all for everything. If you're catching the replay, definitely catch the replay, like the video, do all that. Why don't you? Oh, Sonny said, I will be suing 6 content creators next month for harassment. $700 will be well spent. Well, that's what's up. Oh, I know Spotify active. Actually, before I came here, I was up in the Patreon. I was in the Patreon listening. If the Spotify is already uploaded, y'all will hear them up in there talking to me because I was typing in the chat. I was typing in the chat before I ended up coming over here to start my live right here. So that's all there is to it. Hey, Ivane. Yeah, it is, Ivane. But let me see what Kimberly Black said. I believe you have a new category on your newsletter, the most nefarious CC in the beef sector. Not the most nefarious. And then Free Thinker said, I knew those daily anti-Dunn panels would end badly. But people won't stop on their own. No, they won't. They won't. Look, Chanel B, I can't care about her car note or her car insurance. Girl, I can't care about none of that. I only got to focus on myself, y'all. And that right there crossed the line. But I knew eventually it was going to be times up and curtains for that. Because I don't watch it. I don't watch her run around with that damn picture on multiple platforms. And I had the receipts to back up what I was saying, y'all. So her furious finesses can be mad. Her furious finesses can be upset. So Pizarro, now you see why I believe that you got offered that amount of money to keep me off the panel. It's because they all know that I'm the one that got her. What is good, Big Red? They know that I'm the one that actually got her. Because 9 times out of 10, once they had to start investigating that particular post, I'm sure that she was notified about that particular post. So now that they know that I'm the one that got her, then now that's the reason why they trying to offer you $500 to keep me off of your panel and to block me out of the chat. So that's why they doing that. So yeah, well, if ain't nobody else got any other questions for me, because I think I laid everything out as nicely as I could. Nobody has anything else for me, then I'm probably just gonna drop no, they're not talking about you, Spicy Dicey. No, not blocked out the chat, just the panel. Oh, they don't want me up on the panel? What's good, Goddess V? That's crazy that they don't want me on the panel. But you know, I typically be the one with information and tea. I mean, hell, had they not have blocked me up off your panel, I could have came to your panel and talked about this. But I saw your community wall post when you tagged me. So I said, well, if they want to block me up off Pizarro panel, then I guess I just have to do my own live and talk about it on my own live. And even Trish was wanting me to click her link today. Now, Trish showed her ass last night behind the damn Brooke and Malik and all this and YouTube cameras and this stuff. Trish was showing her damn ass towards me, and she really thought that I was gonna click her link and tell her anything. I ain't telling you nothing. So I came over here to my own platform. Yeah, somebody offered Pizarro $500 to keep me off her panel. But notice, coincidentally, they only offered her $500 to keep me off her panel after the Patreon that got messed up, after that backup YouTube. Because again, I didn't go over there and mess with no YouTube channel. No, I just emailed the Patreon. That's it. Oh, you was waiting on me, Pizarro. Oh, were you coming up here on my link? I dropped the link like 2 times, but I don't know if you I don't know if you saw my link. I don't even know if you were still up in here, but I dropped the link a couple of times if you wanted to come up in here, come up here and talk with me. Because that was one thing too. I think the last time when somebody paid ODS that type of money, well, somebody paid ODS that type of money, and then ODS started coming to my link. Where, hey, Shanice, what I would have to do, I don't know, King Kaios. I mean, it's gonna be a lot that she's gonna have to explain. It's definitely gonna be a lot that she's gonna have to explain. When it comes to taking people to court, they gonna have to have the full story. And I got all my paperwork, and I got the emails from Patreon. I got all my emails from YouTube as well. I got all my emails. Now they want to befriend Pizarro again, right? Meanwhile, all of them was trying to attack her channel. They was trying to attack her channel, but yeah, now they want to be her friend. Let me see what ODS said. Jake, where do you and YouTube camera stand? I didn't finish all the AM live. I'm just leaving work. Well, I'm not sure. So with YouTube cameras, I went up in her live this morning, and I still have her wrench. I still have my wrench. She still got her wrench over here. But when I got up in there and I red ball through the beginning, I just heard the clumps up that line and trying to be the victim about Brooke's deceased daddy and all this kind of stuff, as if they talk about Brooke's deceased daddy as if Brooke ain't never said nothing about my mama. Like, or Brooke ain't never been over there up on the panel while they was talking about my mama. Because I know damn well when it came to Intrinsic and the BBL and Ness and whatever cosmetic thing that she said she was gonna get, oh, they definitely got a kiki about my mama. So, you know, they got up there and told that one side of the story to YouTube cameras, and YouTube cameras was taking in everything that they said. Everything that they said. Right. Jamie said you should do on your live. Folks won't click your link, but they want you on their platform. They want me on their platform so that they could get me paid down and stuff. That's why, Jamie. But I know that you probably been peeping it. But yeah, so yeah, that's what they was up there talking about the deceased Brooks deceased daddy. No fucks given, none. Cause again, I don't put Brooks deceased daddy above my deceased mother. I don't. I don't. I don't put. I don't put Brooks children above any family member or relative of mine. I don't put the people related to her on any type of pedestal. And anybody that think that I should got me all the way fucked up. Got me all the way fucked up. You better ask that of somebody else. Ask it of somebody else, because when you ask that of me, you asking me too much. You asking too much of me. Absolutely too much. Room Shaker said, people can only buy down people I don't like off my panel. Well, no, Room Shaker, I was over there with you. And that's the crazy thing. Because when I typed that up in your back chat, girl, I had not checked my own emails yet to even realize. I had not checked my own emails yet to even realize that they had emailed me this morning. I guess I was just so busy with my day this morning that I didn't even think to check my emails to see. But once I typed that up in your back chat and I went over there and got the listening, some told me, go check your emails, girl, go see. So I went and checked my emails. And again, I'm the only person out here that got a receipt, but everybody trying to take a credit. Get out of here. What's good, Misunderstood? How you doing? How you doing, Misunderstood? So Pizarro said, and I said, hey to LaDon. So Pizarro, Davin and Faith, none of them. This person have dropped J.Dunn before. She just never sent this much. Oh, okay. Let me make sure this Pizarro. Yeah. Why you gotta authenticate that way?
What way?
It say nothing here.
Oh, that's my name.
Girl, I guess out of all the times that I done had you over here, I never thought to look right there.
No? Wow, damn.
No, I never have looked right there to see that. And that's why I'm like, nothing here. But that would be something that you would do. But Pizarro, as you can see, I reviewed that same live and I didn't get no thing to my video. I didn't get it.
No, you didn't. On that channel back.
Oh, well that's fine, her channel, because I don't take no ownership about no channel. All I
I know
did was
I
email
was over
Jay.
that channel because we was at Bree and this he was like, I took the people took it down and all this other stuff. I was like, Jake, I let Bree know in the back chat that you was over here live and that you showed the receipt of how you did it. Turn my mic down. I'm loud for one. I'm on the computer, so I'm not used to being loud on the computer.
Hold on. I'm looking here at your mic settings. Let me see. Oh, let me do automatically adjust. Okay, I put automatically adjust, so maybe that'll work. Maybe that's what I need to do.
Is that good, ODA? But yeah, she was over there saying that people gullible because I was like, you done took down the Patreon because you showed the receipt. And she was like, no, you got Jason over there talking about he took down the Patreon. Glitter Boots over there talking about he took down the Patreon too.
But they all said, now Jason and Glitter Boots all saying it, but none of them actually had anything posted of them over there. That's the point. How in the hell? And hey Castro, hey them, and so how in the hell people that didn't even have anything related to them posted over there can then turn around and take credit for getting it taken down over there? That don't even make sense. And not only that, but nobody was taking any credit ownership until y'all started uh sharing around my post with the receipt.
That's how we even know. Oh, and Jay Wilson did go live trying to act like I guess he had somebody else that told him that they took down the Patreon and it wasn't you. He said it wasn't a content creator. What it did was a subby. I mean,
No,
I was like, the only one that showed receipts was J.Dunn.
that's correct. And again, my email, I first emailed them on June 1st, on that Sunday, June 1st. And I had to wait for them to finally reach back out to me, which I guess it took them about a week. I even was checking my emails this past weekend, Pizarro, but I didn't get anything from them. I didn't get anything from them until this morning.
Look at Felicia.
I see Felicia. Felicia, if you laid up in my live, I already just showed the receipts. I showed the receipts already. So no, Jason ain't did nothing. Ain't it funny how, as a black person, I done showed the damn receipts, and this raggedy ass Felicia Brown would still come up here and try to give credit to a white man. You must be a coon. Even with the receipts, you would still run over here and give credit to a white man. Unbelievable. Now, would that be considered male identified or would that be considered white identified?
I say white and male identified, both.
I mean, because at the end of the day, all of Jason and then Glitterbles, but none of them have receipts. And it's crazy because when they emailed me that this morning, Pizarro, I was listening to Code Live this morning, listening to him go through that rundown of your live. And so I wasn't even really paying attention to any notifications to my phone. But even if I look here in my email, the email that I shared the screen with, um, it shows me that this was actually sent to me, and I gotta look at it for Eastern time. For Eastern time, this was sent to me at 10:02 a.m. 10 hours ago. 10:02 a.m. 10 hours ago. And the reason why I had to zoom into my email receipt is because I didn't want to give the email address of the man that was corresponding with me. I damn sure ain't
Right,
been
because they'll definitely would go and look it up and be writing
right,
them like they did before.
right. But it came directly from the email address that they have up on the Google, which is what I showed too as part of the receipts. So yeah. Well, so what is Brianna live?
No, not no more.
Oh, she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
live.
Yeah, we was over there because she didn't know what was going on earlier, so she said that she was gonna go live and wanted me to co-host for her to let her know what's been going on. So I told her I only knew about you and the Patreon shit. Um, I didn't know nothing else as far as anything else that was going on. 'Cause was there anything else going on besides you taking down the Patreon?
No, not that I know of. I just saw Jay Wilson's notification came when I was over there at Room Shakers. At Room Shaker Live earlier today. But look at what Free Thinker said. She said white identified, not male. Believing the words of a white person above a black person. Promoting the privilege of white while denying the God given rights of others. Huh. That's deep.
Mm, I'm gonna start using that. So thank you for that definition.
Mm-hmm. That's real deep. White identified. Because yeah,
Right.
he ain't done posted nothing, but then they want to tell me,
MU is white identified.
huh?
I said MU is white identified.
Well, she up in the chat. You really gonna bother her?
No, I'm just saying she is white identified. Hey, Sonny.
Yeah, and one other thing that I was looking at too. That's how come I think I didn't know the Brianna was live because I was over there listening to Sean them up in they Patreon Zoom earlier, which that's what they were saying on here that Sean must have done already uploaded his Patreon Zoom to the Spotify. Somebody came up in the chat and said that it's at Spotify already. So that's why I told the people to go over there to Spotify, look if they want to see what was talked about.
But
Have
he
you?
always don't he be putting it on Spotify now? And that's how y'all got the other recording?
Yeah, yeah, he do put it on Spotify, but I just didn't know the turnaround time of how quickly it uploads. Like I thought that he do the Patreon Zoom and then you gotta wait a couple of hours before it get loaded to Spotify. You see what I'm saying?
Right, got you.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they could do the Patreon Zoom and then roughly 30 minutes later or an hour later it's over there. I thought maybe it took time, but I guess not.
Well, I will say Cole did go live. Y'all coming. You went live after him. He was like live already, I think, about an hour when you went live. I think you went live at like 6 o'clock. And he was over there gloating about you taking the Patreon. Because
Yeah,
she was over
because
there and she doxed him on the Patreon. I
yeah,
didn't know
because
she doxed
I
him.
even when I put that receipt there, it was a couple of people that I had reached out to about it. Cause I actually saw Cole's community wall. Cole put a community wall post about the Patreon. And
He did.
I sent him, yeah, I sent him a message because I didn't feel like leaving him a comment on that community wall and then wait for him to respond to it. So I had just sent him a message and told him, "Oh yeah, misunderstood. I didn't say you couldn't respond. I don't know what you're talking about."
Can you pin the link? Because you got the like the video when you come in pin.
Oh, okay.
You
Let-
can respond. She didn't say you couldn't. I just was giving her an example from when Free Thinker said, why identify this? It gives us some of your characteristics. That was it in you there.
Huh? Okay. I just put that. Oh, wait a second.
Is that it look like that's the stream yard link.
Oh yeah, misunderstood back there. But hold on one second, misunderstood. Let me get my I'm trying to figure out how to put this link for pin it. Well, I'm trying to go through my phone, so hold on, y'all.
Made a whole list of suspects in your honor. So Alice, they made a list of people that took down that's trying to take down this channel.
No, they put a list out there, but again, they were just throwing people's names on there. I think it's so crazy how I've set up there and I put the receipt, but they still saying that everybody else did it. Oh, okay.
Well, you
Okay.
know they're not gonna give you your credit. They're gonna have to they try to give it to somebody else.
Obviously, she just
Hey,
like, oh, hey, J.Dunn, how are you?
doing swell in yourself.
I'm fine. I gotta use my inside voice. So Pizarro, I think you just be saying stuff to hear yourself talk. How am I white identified as you claim?
Oh, put that coming back up there, J.Dunn.
What? Oh, hold on, girl. I moved it. I don't moved it. Hopefully, it didn't go too far up. Let me see if it's still up here.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, here it is. I found it
White
right there.
identified, not male. Believing the words of a white person above a black person. Is that not you, Salt?
So obviously,
Promoting the
your words
image
have
of
no
white
your
while
words have no
denying the God
substance,
given rights
and
of
you just
others.
talk just to talk, and that's not my fault.
I think
You
that
just
you
say
just
you
like to
just
sit
throw
here and
things
hear
out
yourself
there,
talk.
hoping that it'll land, and that's
But
it.
what
So
you
I
want
didn't
to
even come up here.
answer?
I didn't even
What do
come up
you
here
want
to interrupt the
to answer? Is it am
commentary.
I
But I just
lying?
think that you say stuff. It ain't my fault that I'm not. Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna do this over here on J Dunn's panel because this is not my home, Pizarro. But again, you just say shit.
Girl, bye. You always talking about what you not
Shut
gonna
the
do. You
hell,
keep talking
shut
about
the hell up.
none of this
Because
victim shit.
again,
You
Pizarro,
ain't white
nobody's playing victim. The only
identified.
one that's
That's
playing
what
victim
you
is you. You're
came
always
for.
whining. You're always
Okay,
worried. You're
bye.
always
Bye.
just
Back
thinking
to
of something. I don't.
Patreon.
This
Okay,
ain't your
bye. Back
panel.
to the
This ain't your
Patreon,
panel.
bitch.
So if I want to stay
Back
up
to
here,
the
I'll be up here.
Patreon, hoe.
This
Oh,
ain't your
now
panel.
you ain't busy today?
Well, wait a second. How in the hell y'all falling out all of a sudden, and you were just over there trying to help her with a steak?
She can't help nobody with steak because she
She
can't even
couldn't
cook.
even cook. You can't even cook. Girl, if you don't stop with that raw ass steak. Now, I was being nice about your cooking, but come on
You
now.
weren't being
You
nice about
just
my cooking.
learning.
Let me
You
tell you
just
something. Let me tell you
learning how to
something.
cook fried
I
chicken.
think
Girl, you
that
learn how to cook
I
fried
think
chicken.
that
What about the
for as
chicken?
much things
Oh,
as I
what
do
is
for
you
the
talking
black
about?
community, for
Like
somebody to call
what?
me white identified
Like
is
what?
highly offensive.
Uh huh.
Highly offensive, especially when you don't
Look,
even leave your damn house.
look at your chat. Look at your chat. Who don't got a house?
Go ahead, J Dunn. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was just Pizarro said look in the chat. And so I was trying to look in the chat to see what she was telling me to look in the chat for.
Because they all agreeing that she white identify.
Oh, okay.
I can't look at the chat because I'm on the panel and I'm on my
Yeah,
phone. So
she is a
whatever
whole
words
Trump
they're wasting on me, I
supporter.
don't
Don't
care.
forget that. She's a whole Trump supporter. Yeah.
But I mean,
Well, that was a healthy exchange. J.Dunn,
well, no, I was just about to say, even with her being a
mhm.
Trump supporter, I mean, I guess this past election, then yeah, you probably could call it that. But the previous election, all we had to choose from was white people, white men.
But J.Dunn, see, I don't even go with that. I don't even go with that because you
That
can't
is
say that.
true.
You can't. I'm not talking to you. You can't say
I
that
ain't
just
talking
because
to
a
you
person.
neither.
So, can you hush? Damn it! I just
Hear
got off work.
you.
Okay,
Hear you.
listen,
Oh, now she
J.Dunn. What
just
I'm
got
trying to
out of
say,
it.
listen.
She said,
Just
"What
because
did
a person
she
votes
said she gotta use
Republican,
her inside voice." Now what? Now
just because. Thank you. Yeah, because I got folks around me.
She haven't been
Just
using it since she hit the
and I got my
Senate
boo here,
office.
and I can't be yelling in front of him. Listen, just
Oh, now she
because.
pretending she got a man there.
Well, let her have a man.
Okay, that's kind of
Ain't
funny. Listen,
nobody there
just because,
judging.
shut up, damn it. Just because a person votes Republican does not mean that you can be white or black voting Republican. There's a lot of black people in the Republican Party. That's just the ignorance. But I can't even talk to you about stuff like that. I don't appreciate being called white identified. I don't appreciate being called anything besides my name, pizza.
Okay, but it's the truth. Everybody agree. If J.Dunn did a poll right now, J.Dunn, do you have time to do a poll?
Well, I can put one up. Let me see. Well, wait a second, because I don't think I done ever did a poll up in here. Where did
You
you say
have
I'll
to.
be going for that?
You go to your actual YouTube channel
Uh huh.
from the
No,
computer.
oh yes, I didn't lie about anything. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm already.
Don't let these people lie to y'all.
I already be
Well,
having my studio up and ready.
okay, go to your chat and you will
Mm-hmm.
Shut
see
up,
the plus
Princess D.
sign. You will see the plus sign there. You will see the smiley face. Click that.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's see.
Do you
Oh,
see
right
Q
here.
and A? There you
Oh,
go.
click on the
And then
poll.
it says
Oh my goodness.
do a poll.
Okay. I see you, Demon. So 1 second.
Mm. Demon soul. Mm-hmm.
Don't go to running now.
I'll run for.
You always running. Miss, I'm so busy, but got time to cuss the bitch out.
I do. I do today.
Okay. So let me go ahead and do. Oh, it said
You actually did the poll. I got cursed out for you. It's not your fault though, but I'm so tired. It's like 110 degrees outside right now.
okay. So I put the poll up right there. Thank you, Pizarro. I didn't even know it was that easy.
Yeah.
So let's see. It looks like so we got Demon Soul. Demon Soul, this you?
Yes, it's up here me. But can I just give a little bit of hypocritical and comic relief? If
Okay,
I
one
kept
second.
J Dunn
One
ass
more
back there that
I
length of
got one more
time while
person.
she did
I
while
got one
I
more
was getting
person.
things straight, I would be cussed
I got one
out.
more person, Demon Soul.
Uh oh, see, look, I'm getting cussed out.
No, I'm telling because I gotta make sure that this Snoop. Hold on. Snoop, this you?
J
I
Dunn
am no
lost her mind.
I am no longer Snoop. I am
Damn,
Queen
Snoop,
Fine Sheets.
damn.
Well, we not gonna be fake with that fucking Trump supporter, and our country is in an uproar, and my city is fucking going crazy right now. And we got children that's being drugged up out of their fucking homes, and we got families that's being ripped apart because of her vote. Her vote. Are we serious right now? And her child is mixed with white, and y'all really pretending and asking a bitch who baby is mixed with white? Is she white identified? While she's sitting in the circumference of a white home? Are we being, why y'all being, are we, can y'all turn on the TV right now and seeing what the fuck her vote did to Los Angeles right now? I'll wait. What the fuck her vote did to New York right now? I'll wait. Because I don't find none of this shit funny. While a bitch is sitting up laughing. I'll wait.
Misunderstood. Misunderstood. I rarely even drop a link, so I forgot about you and Lady Snoop. I promise I did. But Demon Soul, what was you gonna say? It
Well,
ain't
this is because I had to reread what Free could put because at first I thought it said white identified, believe in the words of a white male over like it. I said, well, when I wouldn't say that what I would consider white identified. So lots of times, some people even admit it. Like I said, yes, admit it. Like she don't have some of her interactions with black people. She'll trust a white person first and all that. And I was about to say, I think you got more of a class division than if I would say white identified. I would think it would be more a classist thing than that because you got all these black people that don't voted for Trump and sold out to him too. Because I think when they get in that 1% or whatever they get in that certain amount, I think some people turn away from liberals, and I think there are some black people that are only liberals by what's in their bank account. I think because a lot of people are starting to vote in their interest. I would say I would think white identified is when people say, I don't mess with no black doctors. I don't do this. We got some black people who are very educated, who believe in supporting other black doctors and things. But you got some people, especially the lesser educated, believe that a black doctor is not as sufficient. They believe that white people advise you tell them something all day long, but let a white person tell them that. And it's like gold. Like as far as like, oh, I've been telling you that all the time, but a white person told you at school. Hell, I didn't even have to deal with my child with that. Like, oh, this white teacher telling you the same shit I done told you. But sometimes things click a certain way. But I think a lot of black people are very much more white identified. It's easy to say MU because of the Trump thing and everything else, but it's a lot of people that sit amongst us, I think, that are more white identified. When you come in like that, SB is very white identified. Like you can tell people who've had experiences with black people who
Beasley,
do
did you?
think
Uh
that
huh.
everything white people do is
Okay.
better.
All right.
Jake, you need to get a variance.
Well, no, I looked at his authentication back here.
But I would call her more classist than white identified with that definition. But I have to look at the definition of white identified because I didn't even know they had started using it as like a term, like they make. Cause some of these words are starting to make the cut now to like even the dictionary. But because like that's why people disagree with male identified. Some people say
TMO,
Hold
no.
I
on.
have to.
Do you drink a lot of coffee? You got to slow it down, man. I can't
You
listen that
stupid.
fast.
But why do I
I
have to
understand
go and
everything
pause
she
You
and let
say
talk
you
so
though.
engage me? I'm a
I
fast.
guess you
pause
gotta
listener. I'm
know
not a
Miss
host.
TMO. I understand
I
everything
know,
she
but every
say.
time she goes faster.
Which
I'm trying to keep
I
up.
still understand everything she say. I don't know. I
Yeah,
get it.
But you just
You just
Beasley.
quicker
gotta
than
know
me.
her.
No,
You
we know we can hear what she's saying.
I
Yeah,
got
we
you.
get her.
All right,
We
all right,
understand her.
all
Hmm.
right. I guess I'll be left out. That's all right.
No,
Okay.
you no. I mean, once you be around Demon so long enough, then yeah, you can follow what she's saying.
I don't fuck around over here. I just fuck with J.Dunn. So
What, Beasley?
you
You used to be a supporter of the dog. What happened?
nothing personal. I don't fuck with none of y'all. I don't fuck with YouTube. Period. I just this is just
But
a
you here. Okay.
I don't fuck with it like I used to,
Oh,
and I have little relapse in between other things that I'm doing, and that's that. But it's nothing personal. If
Okay.
anybody was smart, you would take a step back from this shit because this shit fucks with your mental health. Look
yeah.
at you two cameras, flip the fuck out. Look at fucking Snoop. No love to you, Snoop, but you blaming the whole fucking election on misunderstood. She
You
ain't got
said
she.
no,
You
I'm
blame
blame I'm
you
vote
blame
hold on, give me hold on
you
one second, sir.
are
I vote I blame
you're
anybody that
actually
voted for
drawing a line.
Trump.
Let me finish
I blame
talking. Let me finish
anybody that
talking. Let
voted
me
for
finish
hold
talking.
on one
No, no,
second,
no,
fix
no.
your
I
no.
wasn't finished.
Make sure
How do you
I
know
don't
what I
give
was
a
going to
fuck.
say? How do you
Anybody
know what
that
I was going to
voted
say?
for
You don't even
this
know what I was
shit,
going to say when
I'm
you start
coming at
talking.
you.
You
Make
don't even
sure
know what
you
I was
get
going to
that
say.
straight.
No,
Stand
no,
on
no,
it.
no, no.
Anybody
I
that
didn't
voted
pay
for this
attention to what I
shit,
was
I'm
saying.
standing
Let me
on my
finish
shit.
talking, you
Fuck
fucking ignorant
Donald
ass.
Trump and
Let
anybody
me
that
finish
voted for this
talking.
shit. Don't be
Let me
playing
finish
with me,
talking.
cause I'ma
Bitch,
come on
bitch,
your
you
ass,
took that
nigga.
fucking
I'm
man
on
and
a
you ain't never
motherfucker.
getting him
I'm
back.
protesting
You
for
took that
every
man and you never
motherfucking
getting him
body.
back.
Nigga, you get mad, nigga.
Hey,
I'm not
excuse,
mad. You interrupt
excuse
me. You
Did you
took
say a
that
nigga?
man and you
excuse
still
Are you
mad.
me.
That's
a
what this is
nigga? You
about.
sound stupid as
She
fuck.
took that nigga from you and you still mad.
I'm not the
Are
She
you
one.
took that
serious?
nigga from
I
you
know
and
y'all.
Oh,
planted it
thank
in your
you.
fucking
Now
face.
you're not
And
Boy,
wrong.
did you
everybody
better
knows that's
say
what it
thank
is.
you? And I said thank you about the nigga.
I know the fuck y'all hear me screaming. I don't do that over here.
We don't hear you because your sound was messing up. To be honest with you,
Well, I don't do that over here. Y'all hear me talking to y'all?
I know he ain't said a nigga that took a bitch to an abortion clinic on a date. Boy, get the fuck out of here.
Hold
As I
on.
said before,
Let
anybody.
me
Oh, I'm
say,
sorry. Go ahead, J. Dunn.
yeah, because Room Shaker been back here and y'all yelling over each other
Oh,
and
go
not
ahead.
Room Shaker.
You
yes,
over here about to die,
ma'am.
Beasley.
Okay, hey Room Shaker. Okay, now y'all, let's talk one at a time.
She interrupted me when I was talking. You didn't stop her.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not
I
letting
was
her
What? You
because I
sound
overtalk
was
me. She ain't
stupid.
no
cutting you off.
bully.
But I'm not gonna yell over here because I don't yell over
Oh,
here.
you don't have to. You don't have to. But she shouldn't have overtalked me. She should have
I'm a
let me
grown
finish
ass
talking.
woman. I
She
did what I
interrupted me
wanted to
when I
do.
was in the middle of
I'm
a
grown.
sentence. And I just said what
You're
I was
running
going
out
to
of
say.
breath. Go
You
ahead.
still mad because she took that man.
Boy,
And the man didn't
bye.
want you. He chose
That
her over
nigga's a
you. And
old
it's been
ass
2 years
hag
you can't
like
get
you
over it.
is. Get over
That's the
it.
real
That was
goddamn deal.
3 years
Quit being
ago.
fake.
Ain't
You make
nobody
England
worried
look
about that
bad. You
raggedy
a sucker
ass
for love,
nigga.
bitch.
Move the fuck on.
Quit being a sucker for
You a
love.
sucker for
They got
motherfucking life,
4 billion
nigga.
dicks out here. Go
Seem
find
like
a new one to hop
I
on.
think I found a couple of them, nigga. Get the fuck
Bitch.
over it. You
Stuck
bitch.
with me.
I
You
Get
get
the
prefer
fuck
over it.
over it.
You
what
You
stuck on that.
my
You
nigga,
stuck on her.
I think you need to
to
move
talk
on.
about what the
Ain't nobody
She
topic.
worried
took
about that
that
raggedy ass
man.
nigga.
We
She
I'm
don't
don't
glad.
want you. He
like
Thank
wanted
you. He
her.
whooping her ass. And that's why
And
he
you
whooping her
can't
ass.
accept it.
And he whooping her ass.
talking about
And
this
he's whooping
shit. We not. That's not
and
what
he,
the title of this live is.
No, but
please.
she interrupted him. I was trying to talk about the
Beasley, let's
subject.
move on.
What you
You
were
not
talking about. Because I
Beasley.
got a specialized viewpoint.
Beasley. He whooping her ass. It's 2025. Let's move on.
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's move
She
on.
interrupted me. She interrupted me when I was talking.
Okay,
Beasley,
well,
anything else?
well, hold on. Everybody just Beasley, go ahead and complete your thought. But this ain't about nobody
I
relationship.
got
This
you. I completed my
Exactly.
thought.
that's
Shout
not
out
what
to Binary, the baby oil boy. The baby oil boy,
You using my
binary.
word. Salute to
Binary.
Lady Snoop for
Binary
coming
who's
up with
making
that.
excuses for Lemon being a homosexual. Give me a break.
Salute to Lady Snoop for coming up with that phrase.
I'm out. You can put me out.
oh, okay, Beasley. You go
Have a
ahead.
nice day.
I just want us to talk about what we was talking about.
I would try to till she interrupted me.
You thought you was
Okay.
gonna shade me, and
All right.
yeah, that
Thank you.
didn't
Have a
work.
nice day.
All
You
right.
can
Can I
put me
Okay.
get
out.
this
Everybody,
all back?
I
Because
can't.
I'm worried about the direction that this finna go.
yeah.
No. I took Beasley down.
No,
So
I'm not talking about Beasley, and like, cause I'm not gonna get in no whole MU defense campaign either. I'm being like, that's
Either
just
way it goes, I stand on what I say. If you voted for Donald Trump, you're the cause of what's happening to America. You guys can take it
right.
personal if you want
I
to,
agree.
put it for however you want to, or however, and we can fade up. You can run that fade however you want to on the day at home, girls. Bitch, this is your motherfucking fault. Nigga, this is your fault. If you felt like a white man was going to take over an Indian or a black Indian that pretended to be a black woman, or whatever the case may be, this is your fault. If you identified with a white man over whatever you thought that Kamala Harris was going to do, or whatever the case may be, this is your fault. Anybody else got a problem with my opinion? I'll wait.
No, I agree with that, but we are
Okay.
talking about two separate things. Because they was trying to
And
tell
then I
MU
said,
as
and then I
white
also said that
identified
the white,
versus Trump.
the chick y'all talking about who had a baby with a white man, who allowed the white man to call Miss Pizarro a bitch, and a black bitch at that, identified and didn't say a motherfucking thing to him, identified with the white man. Anybody got a problem with that?
The
I'll wait.
doctor called you a bitch for sorry. When the fuck I missed this?
Why y'all playing stupid? I'll
No,
wait.
no, no, no. I'm serious. You know, I've been going off about this
Yeah,
if I had heard this.
we
When
were,
I was
Am I
and
fighting
lying,
she
Miss
MU,
was,
Pizarro?
when me and MU
you
wasn't
know,
getting along, you know, I'd have been done said something about that. Like, what the
Am I
hell?
lying, Miss Pizarro?
yeah,
Because
he
this
called
had
me
to
a
be
bitch
during the days where I
yesterday,
was
and
doing
you
the junkie
said,
and all. They
Oh,
calling
okay.
her all those shits. Like when we was battling. When I
As
used
I'm
to battle
watching the
with MU.
troops, as I'm watching the Marines fight as I'm watching the Marines fight the people of my city. I'll continue.
and hate to
No,
call
I agree on the Trump thing, but what they were trying, that's a
hate
separate
to call the
conversation
lady
than
Lisa
she the
and everybody
definition of
coming
white identified.
coming up in
Well,
the
I
chat.
mean, it did take one for the other. For the whole year, she was telling y'all how much this Trump was so much better for y'all community and so much better and gonna help y'all. And this is where we are today. So no,
Right. And she
I'm
stayed
watching.
arguing that
Yeah.
whole
Uh-huh.
campaign.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
but
And
so I don't
I
agree with
don't
her
know.
on
I forgot.
politics like
I'm
at
getting ready
all.
to go out into these streets, as a matter of fact. So y'all continue y'all conversation because we got a lot going on in my city, and I have to get out here.
Yeah, it
But you
sure
guys
damn
have a great.
is. Be safe too.
Yeah.
Part of it was
All
going
righty.
on with you is because of Trump.
Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you for coming up here, Snoop. Yeah, I think when Beasley came, he kind of threw everything off because
Yes,
he was
ma'am.
trying to slow Demon Soul down about how fast Demon Soul was typing, and
I
I
am California.
threw
I'm
everything.
sorry. Yeah. And Mr. TMO, we all understand Miss TMO. He trying to be funny. That's why I said even with the little comments he be making, I don't really take him serious. I feel like he's lack of pussy identified. So you know how that goes. He don't give a
I've
fuck.
been watching, but no, on a real note, I thought about you earlier days when they was talking about Senate, when they showed the pictures of the guard coming and everything, and I'm just like, even though they think who they fighting and who they getting rid of, it's gonna be some other us to get the casualties in some of this if it get real ugly. And I was just like, Lord, I just pray for Snoop and everybody around that because that ain't nothing good about when they start trying to do because that's starting to get me too close to military, like complete control and
Yeah, and that's
like
where we headed
incest.
to now.
And then and then how come and then we now are not even considered now Hispanics get more weight and more credit for being minorities than we did. I don't know how we end up being next in line, but end up being lower now. I just
Yeah,
experienced something like that in the workplace as far as with like my notary stuff or whatever. It's like now white Hispanics who identify as white is like the new niggers and they rather deal with them than deal with the whole big thing behind it. So I'm not
we,
in defending all of them necessarily, but what's gonna end up happening is all of y'all grew up in that area where you grew up next to them as far as people of color, and it's different than the way we did with them in the South. So I know it's a little different thing in some of the relationships that was formed. So y'all don't see that immigration thing in the same way out there. And what's gonna end up happening, how close some people are out there, is they gonna start getting hurt, and our people are gonna start getting picked up in some of the fray. And a lot of our people also predict what's the difference between white and black Hispanics. Some people are getting picked up. It's gonna get to the point where you got to carry your fucking birth certificate on your
yep.
on your pocket because some men or black Dominicans or people like that, you're going to start like, okay, so is Jocelyn Hernandez eligible to be on the ice? See how you start having to micro and tell who really is Hispanic when you're really not looking at it with a bias. Everybody don't present that way, so it can get real ugly, and a lot of us are going to get caught up in that.
Yeah, you light skin. You might want to stay out the way right about
Right,
now. Yeah, you
right.
light skin. And then I have to, and it's a trip because I was down there yesterday for one. The BT experience is literally right there. My nephew lives 2 blocks away, so we was watching as the car was setting on fire. The people was coming at us, so it was bad. And then I have to go get my nephew from out of there. Like I don't feel safe with him down there right now. Like he keep telling me he cool, but I don't like this. It's just not, I don't feel safe with him down here. So this is why another reason why I'm going down here. Like, yeah, I gotta go get him. So it's just, he keeps saying he good, but it's getting worse and worse. And it's like they sending in more people and it's more people coming down there and it's looking like they barricading it more and more where you're getting less ways of able to leave down there, if that makes sense. Like they're blocking it off more and more.
Right. And that like I said, they because the people don't understand like the way like I had a different experience growing up and like I just know how y'all merged in the culture and how people and I just know it's too close to home and I just say so our people gonna get caught up in that and
Yeah,
it, and then people also cross it's a lot more interracial as far as Hispanic and black relationships and just all types of stuff. I
because
mean, look
it's
at what happened to some of the white women when they was with
we
black
because
and
you
Jim
got to think
Crow.
about it. Blacks and Hispanics, we're not just one. We family out here. We grew up together. It's like we we literally have grown up in the same areas, same neighborhoods, same everything. They mamas was our mamas, like everything for this whole the whole time of California, literally 40, 50 years. Literally, the first and second generation Chicanos, we all live together. This is literally, you see what I'm saying? Like they first everything. So it's not just, it's totally different. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm going to separate myself now. I just wanted to come up here to say that that having Trump as a president didn't just make him a president. It didn't just affect removing immigrants because it didn't just take immigrants from the country. We still have yet to see an immigrant. They went into their schools. They affected because the immigrant so-called immigrant students were friends of our babies. Just like my little niece came home saying that they came and took one of her and traumatized the babies at the school and took her kids out, took the kids out of school, coming into the churches and taking them out of churches and just okay, now they fleeing and running shit. And taking them out of schools and stuff. It's affecting them in ways that we've never imagined. So, to the Trump supporters, this is what y'all wanted. Hopefully y'all happy. Y'all have a great day.
All right, you too, Snoop. Thank you for coming up. Okay,
Okay,
sorry about
now
that.
could I give my
Yeah, I,
ah,
I knew you were still right here, Room Shaker, but I know Snoop was
absolutely
saying
because
shit.
I have something to say and I know it might piss people off, but I ain't arguing about how I feel and I'm gonna leave it there after I say it. Um I very much have no problem with what Trump is doing. And if they would like for me to go into why I don't have a problem with it, because a lot of this stuff was a long time in the making. We had people complaining from day one. You were seeing on the daddy shows, the paternity tests and all that stuff. People were saying that, well, he's not the daddy. We sick of people just having kids and our taxes paying for it and all this other stuff. You seen plenty of people expose the fact on the internet that they were selling food stamps and all this other stuff and how they live in Section 8 and they living a good life and all this. Like a lot of people was broke and bragging about what they was doing and how they was sitting here tricking and manipulating the system. And now it's coming back 10 times fold. Now the people that are just getting caught up in that wasn't manipulating or abusing the system. I feel
Mhm.
sorry for the old people that's being attacked. I feel sorry for them. But for these younger people, like it's gonna make you really see what life is really about. Because I think people are in denial of what they receive and what they see in real time. So it's gonna be a reality check nationwide. Now, as far as these Mexicans, it's mixed feelings. Because a lot of people wanted them out because you bought them in. Like black folks been talking about this free land and these mules for since the beginning of times, and they learned what it was. And basically, they denied y'all and wouldn't give it to y'all, but they bought these people from over their end and basically took y'all tax dollars. Everybody that paid taxes should be upset. They took your tax dollars. They gave them $9,000 in cash assistance. They was helping them buy homes and actually telling them how they can buy them off the payments that they was receiving from them. So they was giving them the housing and the land that y'all was fighting for, and they denied you. And then on top of that, they was giving them food stamps. How many of y'all got kids and you feel like you make enough to maintain the household, but sometimes you ain't got enough to scrape up a meal and they got to settle for noodles and bologna, but they telling you you don't qualify for food stamps because your income is too high. Then we have the times where they delay our taxes. They refuse. They tell us we running out of funds. Checks gonna be late. You gotta wait and all this other stuff. And you waiting for your payment, but then you see them scrape up the funds to put it elsewhere. That's a slap in our face. So therefore, yeah, let them clean them people out of here. And then let the black folks stop marching and stand the fuck up. Like they, oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting passionate about this, but they get over on us because we don't stand. We sit here and we complain and we march, and then next thing you know, they get them a little something, and we go on mute. We leave it alone. We stop fighting. And we stand strong and show them we're not going to sit here and abide by your rules and your regulations and help you keep building off our backs and we wearing ourselves out and tearing ourselves down to be comfortable. I see a lot of us sit here and complain and say, well, I'm working 3 jobs because one job ain't enough for me to be able to live. And they ain't living well within their means, but the way they sitting here and taxing the land that we living on, like, yo, your property taxes is going up. Then they sat here and let people live on your property for free during the pandemic and told them they did not have to pay. So how the hell is you going to raise their taxes anyway? That forced a lot of people to sell their land. So basically they snatched it from them. Because why you going to raise taxes that you just made them go a year to two without getting income from? So I just feel like the government is playing with us. So on this point, once you get through with them, what you gonna do about the people that's living on this soil? Because we still got an issue that ain't been handled or dealt with yet. But go ahead. I digress.
Well, that's real. And I have to say, I've heard you talk about these types of topics on your channel as well, Room Shaker. It does come from a different place whenever I hear you talk about it because you right there up in Chicago. And Chicago is something serious. Um, cause
I was
all
about
right.
to say that too, Jake, because I think the thing I was trying to say was, no, like
Yeah.
Cat Wood say, since she ain't got nobody disagreeing with her here, I agree with what you said. I think you assumed that we wouldn't. My point was that I know when LA people consider it different because of the way they grew up with Hispanics and they more as one, whereas in New York is more of a diverse and like, and then those are the people who grew up with the Hispanics, they let's say the N word. That's a whole nother conversation. So I know their attachment to them and how close they are there. And I was just thinking that some of our people would get caught up in some of that fray with the National Guard and some of that. That was my point. I hate Trump. I can't stand none of this stuff. So I stopped having debates even with MU because we had got cool. And I said for during the election, I wouldn't even come up there no more because that's where we agree. And I get too passionate about it. But sometimes, though, I think it's hard for us to have discussions here on certain platforms. Like we've been having some good ones lately, because I think with the beef sector, it's and in the other sectors too, we kind of like already come in on goal because we don't like certain people have a certain thing with people, and that makes it go circular because it started to the white identification thing, then it ended up being Trump, then MU ended up taking it personal. She did what I knew she was gonna do and go live, and so I don't know how she could be mad at me, but I'll deal with that later. It always goes left because we all are saying some of the same things except for the Trump. And I feel like the Trump conversation is completely different than white identified conversation because there's a lot of
Well,
black
no,
people that did the deed with Trump.
it wasn't towards y'all on the panel. I just felt like Snoop would have felt some type of way about what I just said, but that's the way I perceive it, and I look at it like stuff that we deserve, we get denied from. Stuff that y'all been asking for, and we the ones helping them gain the money off our backs by working jobs and paying taxes. Like for real. You told us no, but you turned around and gave it to people that came over here and didn't do a goddamn thing.
Well,
That's
it's a
usually how that works.
Pizarro. What you up in a wind tunnel?
No, that's my feeling.
Girl, I've been hearing that up in your background. That's why I noticed that you had went on mute. But I've been hearing that up in your background, so that's why I was just asking. But but no, I wanted to tell you that's one of the reasons too. And this is off what y'all saying, but that's one of the reasons why people was asking me if I take credit for it. That other channel, I don't, because Code up in the chat said that she had hid that when she done unhid it.
It's unhidden. She worked on her community wall. You ain't see it?
Well, I just now went and looked because Code had put that typed up in the chat. But no, I ain't bothered no damn channel. The Patreon is where I went to. And I had every right to. But let me go on mute and let them finish talking.
Correct. I definitely agree. And people are mad about it, but I mean, they weren't mad when bitches would be over there doing the stuff that they be doing. I just don't understand why she always the victim and everything. But she get to sit around and do shit that she want to do to other people and pick at people.
And my problem is never once have I had any person posted over here from her family or anything related to her family or none of that bull mess. But she been hell bent on trying to find my family and whatever in the hell else she found. But again, she could blame Dimples for trying to do all doing this mess. I don't know where she got all that stuff, but you're not about to play with me. Snoop done came back. Let me see. Yeah, this Snoop, she back. Let me see.
It's
Hey
Queen.
Snoop.
It's Queen Fine Sheets. No, I'm just playing. Hey, I just wanted to say real quick, Room Shaker. No, I just wanted to clarify. I agree with you that the people that were getting the $13,000 in food stamps and being brought in to just to be able to vote for the Democrats and whatever the case may be, I don't think they should have been able to stay in the country. They should have been kicked out. I'm specifically speaking of people that had came over here who parents maybe have brought them in and they did not know that they were even illegal immigrants and they've been over here for 18 years and they were kids when they came over here. And they've been, they were legally brought over here or illegally brought over here, but still were considered citizens. And or they were over here and got their legal citizenship like a birthright citizen or what would you call it? Or was a citizen and they ended up what am I trying to say? Like a visa or something like that, and then he ended up still kicking him out. I think that is wrong. That's what I'm speaking of. I wasn't necessarily saying the illegal. You see what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily saying the people they brought in illegal like that was okay. I'm just speaking of like kids that was brought over and they really don't have, he was never even been over to their country, was born over here and still getting kicked out the country, or brought over here on a visa, not even the visa's not up and they're being kicked out, or you took the citizenship test and you passed and you did everything you could and you still got kicked out. I think that's wrong. That's not right, in
I
my opinion.
understand that, but it's the
Yeah.
reason why they never went back to visit their country because 9 times out of 10, the family, so we got to blame the parents on that one. The family didn't let them know that they never got them the proper documentation.
which I understand. But then if you have to think about it, in a lot of these countries, it's war torn and things happening in all kinds of countries. So I'm not here to debate that. I'm just making a point that it's no telling why a parent would do what they have to do to give their child a better life. I'm not here to give that debate. I just don't think it's right for a country to first give a child a citizenship and then because they're sending the parents back, they send the child back after they gave the child the
And some
citizenship
people they
in
gave
America.
brothers and
That's my
sisters,
opinion.
they're trying to reverse that. Like the ones who had the
Yeah,
ironclad. I know somebody who had an ironclad one. Like if you basically came over here, got legit, you a citizen, and everything. He's even looking to, and they call that birthright, whatever. They trying to reverse all of that,
but
which I think that's fucked up because if you
but
already gave
then
them and they did the work, because them people have to know more about our country than we do to pass
but
that test.
but
Okay.
then if we have to think about it in reality, I have to be honest with myself though. Be real with yourself, Melanies. That birthright of citizenship came from the backs of my ancestors because
Right.
really it's
Right.
intended for us. So
I'm
then
talking about the ones who actually took the test. He's trying to work out the way
yeah,
people
see that's
once he take
okay.
that.
So that's yeah. Now that's the two different things. See what I'm saying with the test? So it's different levels to this. That's why I said a lot of it. That's why I said I wanted to clarify. I'm not necessarily speaking about the ones that was brought over by the Biden administration. None of them that came over with them. Am I saying is good? So let's just be clear about that. And I'm not.
Okay,
Let's
so
not
let's
put
start
me.
the
Yeah,
controversy.
yeah.
Let's go then. We're gonna have a conversation. Okay,
Okay, I got
so
a couple of minutes then. I guess.
okay, well, they starting with them. They picking apart. They let them come over here and they became citizens. For all the ones that believe that we stem from Africa, don't you know that our term is approaching very soon and we up next? So why are we putting ourselves in a battle when it's time for us to fight? We're gonna be fighting by ourselves. So we need to just stand stone and wait for our turn so we can sit here and address the government how we see fit.
Because
Their
I didn't
battle
come
ain't
from
my
Africa.
battle.
Because I didn't come from Africa. I'm an
I didn't
Aboriginal
come from
native of
Africa
this
and I
land.
ain't come from no ship either. And ain't no ancestors of mine told me that we did. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
because in biblical terms, they say we all can because of the color of our skin. If you was black, you was black. If you was mixed with black, you was black. So they say black is dominant. So I'm saying that why are we fighting for these people when it comes time for us to fight for us? Them people ain't gonna be side by side with us, and our turn is very much approaching because he's
But
looking at what happened during a pandemic that caused a recession and a depression at the same time.
but throughout history, we can say that they have still with us from George Floyd on down. So I can't. I would be lying if I say that even in slavery, the Hispanics have still with us. I could not say that. I'll be lying because even with the
Well,
when
except for the
I
white identified Hispanics,
yeah,
they took
no, no.
the
But remember, I
majority.
live in California. These same
Right. That's
Hispanics
why I
that's
keep
sitting
saying
on TV right
regional.
now. I've been out here with them marching when it was George Floyd, when it was what was the guy named Michael Phillips, whatever other brother was. When I'm out here fighting for my black brothers and sisters, these are Sandra Bland. These are the same brothers and sisters out here fighting with me. When they was out here with the Nipsey Hustle, they the same ones with name. It wouldn't be LA without Mexicans. These are the same ones. So I don't know the different Hispanics that the rest of the world don't like. I don't know those because I
I
these are the
have no
Hispanics that
problem
I
with none of them, but
you
I
know
ain't never seen them at an all black person march. I ain't seen them marching with us, so I can't sit here and say the same. I can only go by
I
what I
understand it.
seen.
I respect it too, but I'm not gonna say it's be a million and one of them, but they do have a representation at times when there are different marches and stuff. It'll be a lot of them. I would be lying if I say it wasn't. If it wasn't no, when it was, especially the different marches that I was at until I stopped going to those protests, it wasn't no white bodies on the ground. It was black and brown bodies on the ground.
Okay,
And
so
that's
when
a
the
fact.
whites and the blacks was burning down each other churches and homes, and we was being hung by trees and stuff, I didn't see them on the front line fighting
But in the
inside of.
movie, no, not at all. Even in the movie Sinners, it was a very big thing when the Hispanics was mad that they didn't have a depiction. Because remember, there was no Hispanics in the South. So we can't now get mad and try to call it out and say we were the Hispanics when we was very clear that there were a few Asians in the South, but there was no Hispanics in the South at the time.
I'm gonna say this. Considering how black folks is, and we got certain stuff that we ain't gonna apply for, and certain jobs we ain't willing to do. these people come in and make it actually harder on them type of people because they're willing to take any job, no matter what it is. If they gotta pack up in a van, if they gotta live in a house, if they gotta transport each other back and forth to work, like it makes us look like we slacking, and that's why they trying so hard to replace us. Like we gotta take our own fight, and we need to count as one as a whole. All black
Clay,
That's
folks
why
need to
some of the
get on
white
the
people are
same
mad
accord.
because the business owners are seeing who did that work for them. These constructors been doing these $1 billion homes, these
Clay,
home builders. They're starting to get pissed now because see,
you,
they forget when they try to hurt us, it ends up hurting you some kind of way. That's why they
what
got the what they call the hurt
you feel
because
like
they
that?
mad because they feeling it because most of us are not going to do some of the work that these people.
But
Exactly,
hold
Kim. Like
hold
I
on
told
one
you.
second. So wait, let me give me this straight. You feel like the Hispanics are trying to replace black people
I
when
feel
the
like the
African.
government flooded the gates and opened them up because they seen during the pandemic that we was gonna do the bare minimum. Most people was looking for handouts instead of working. Like for me,
But
I was pushing those. How many people can honestly stand up that's in our race and say that they actually worked during the pandemic? They didn't make excuses and all this other stuff why they couldn't get out there and do the
black
job. And then
people,
some
hey,
of us ain't. Hold on, let me finish. Some of us
go
ain't
ahead.
gonna. Some of us ain't gonna sit here and clean a toilet. Some of us ain't gonna sit there and crunch them hours at them warehouses like they want you to do because it's actually against federal rules and regulations to make you do all them hours. Like they
You're
want you to
right.
do 12 days a week, all 7 days out the week. Like, no, 12 hours out 7 days a week, like that's against federal regulations. But a lot of people don't know this. And if you didn't do it just because you didn't know, they choose it against you. They fired you. Like that's wrongful
You're absolutely
termination.
correct. But COVID also created more millionaires and entrepreneurs than any time ever. More people started their own businesses and own small businesses and stopped working for people, especially in African American communities. They started their own businesses and start working within, start expanding the black dollar, and now the black dollar is a $1.7 trillion industry
But
in
a
the
lot of
black
our business are
dollar.
social based or other based. A lot of our stuff is grant funding.
And
So
then
that's
with
kind
no,
of
no, not just
those
that.
grants that they
Black
gave.
excellence has expanded to the point where we dominate in so
Right, and
many
a lot of those
areas.
people
There's not
voted for
even
Trump because they make more money now, and but they don't realize a lot of our stuff you got a lot of grant subsidies. You work those contracts, and now he's going on the back end while you thought he was your
now
friend. He's snatching those grants
now.
that they.
Okay, now that's where we were. Now that's where we are now at the 2025. But we were talking. But she was talking about with the pandemic up until then. They had created, and what it had did were the people that was willing to take those other jobs. It had opened up a avenue where people had was able to open up their own businesses. They were able to start becoming YouTubers. They were able to start staying home more. They were able to start opening up them cash apps. They were able to start being more self sufficient.
But when you take these people and remove them, then what does that do for those people? Who going so that's what I'm saying. He gonna get them people that like we saying the same thing because Trump gonna go
Okay.
and backdoor those people that because like we thought they were better than that. But what he's gonna do, he's sneaking it in. You got this income based on things that were tied to that
Yeah,
income.
which is
He's
true.
snatching so much shit now. But what I was in
Oh
the
yeah,
room checking too, what her argument was about how they wouldn't do more jobs. I feel like that's kind of an argument for them staying in the country because
yeah.
we know we're not gonna do that. So that's why I think a lot of the businessmen and white men that voted for him are kind of like fuck because and then they trying to do that shit with us, make us feel lazy and bad that we don't want to go and do that. It's like no, we don't have to. We were born here. We have a different standard of living. We don't see ourselves like they see us. They see us on a level up under the Mexicans that we should be out here complaining. What are you complaining for? Everybody left fast food. Now it's in shambles,
But
and
see,
because nobody wants to do that no more.
Okay, can I
I think
speak?
this is one
Go ahead. Who's that?
that me. Well, so the one thing that I want to say, because I keep thinking about Room Shaker's point about, how the people, how the kids get the citizenship, but then they are forced out if the parents have to go.
Mm,
But I don't really see any difference with that. How they could force us to keep a baby. If they gotta force me to keep a baby in my womb when I don't want it, then I'm gonna force you to take yours with you on your way out.
that's what they doing.
Okay, now what I was finna say, they said when is our turn coming? When have it not been our turn? Everything black folks done built up that supposed to been for black folks, they snatched from us. Black Wall Street, they took it down. They tried to rebuild it and put it back up and they decided to snatch it down again. So therefore you say when is our turn coming? When have our turn stopped?
It's
Like, I'm
never
just
gonna come because
saying.
we get decisive. We start doing stuff like not voting for a black woman because you don't want a black woman to run it, and you think a white man is more killer, but that's that white identified. I'd rather vote for a white man than a black woman, and you got your black
Mhm.
churches promoting this. So the our crab in the barrel shit, we not unified. That's why cultures we don't get along with Africans, but they have a different philosophy
Mhm.
that works better because they come together instead and build wealth and build entrepreneurship and work together. We try to compete for the favor of the white man. So the crab in the barrel people and the people that think like the SBs and the white identified or whatever are going to be the reason why we never have our time because we're always going to trust the white man because we've been adapted to that's the way to go and that's who to emulate. And we're going to sell each other out time and time again. We see that here in the sectors. And that's why we never going to have our time for one thing.
Okay, now let me say this. With that being said, let's just be clear. I heard Trump out his own mouth get up there and say if people don't like how the US is being run, they can go back to where they came from. Like, and then basically he was saying Africa, he named them Africa, wherever you might have stemmed from. Like, that lets you know that it's like this is their own personal territory, and if they can have it their way, I think they would demolish all of the races except the
Right.
white. So when they saying when is our turn coming? Because I'm responding to somebody in chat. You said when is our turn coming? When is our turn stop? Like, that's why I say I think a lot of people delusional and they can't be realistic about this. And I don't want to argue with nobody because everybody making valid points up here. Like, y'all gotta stop
Yeah,
trying to tear people down because they don't think the way you think.
you
Some of
do.
us are free
That's true.
thinkers. We understand stuff at a whole nother level and we allowed to stay how we feel. That's why I say certain situations when we talk about it, I really get passionate about it because it be like, can we be real about it? Like, it's a lot of stuff wrong with the picture. They constantly trying to hold us down. They constantly trying to stop our growth. They want us to rely on them instead of being able to rely on each other. And we all black folks ain't on the same accord. We can't stop tearing each other down. We can't stop picking and nicking and want you to have a downfall. Like, you feel like your way up is to stand on somebody else's back. Like, no, it's enough room for everybody. If we change the way we think, we all can achieve goals. We all can be accomplished. But it's envy, jealous, hearted spirits, and all type of stuff going on. And quite frankly, I feel like we all bigger than that. Whether I like you or I don't like you, still feel like everybody got a talent because we was all blessed with one. Now, whether we choose to initiate it or use it, that's something totally different. That was a choice. I digress.
I agree.
Hmm. Well, I definitely didn't know that the live about the Patreon was going to turn into this, but it's been a good
Turn
discussion.
super political.
It's a good
Political.
discussion. You know, for me, I have to say, and I understand everybody's passion. I have not allowed myself to get my blood pressure raised behind this administration. Simply because I've enjoyed seeing the buyer's remorse across the nation. Call me evil, call me cold hearted, but this buyer's remorse that I see is beautiful. I see buyer's remorse with the Hispanic and Latina community. I see the buyer's remorse with some of these whites. Hell, I even see buyer's remorse in my gay community, in the gay,
Hmm.
where they voted up into this only to realize what it is. And so I've been enjoying it. Now maybe I might start getting serious, like for real. you know, if it hits closer to home for me. But so far, I've just been watching people backpedal and pussy pop about the choices that they decided to make. Oh dang, Snoop, Snoop left. Um,
She
Bay.
said she only had a few minutes.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. Bay Life said, "Let's go, J.Dunn." They all bought a lesson when they brought him in, and then RYTV is saying, "My grandparents always told me, don't get too big for your britches. The same people you pass on your way to the top will be the same people you pass on your way down." And that's correct. That's correct. And even to RYTV's point, to go back to the original topic here, the same people you pass on your way up will be the same people that you pass on your way down. Then we see Ness pass us on the way up, and not she down.
Ain't that the truth?
And now she down. She was ready to make us be down, but now she down.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay,
yeah.
let me say this. Let's say this. Okay, everybody's saying it was a black woman. I didn't have a problem with she was a black woman. I had a problem with the fact that you did it sneakily. Like it let me know that you felt like you weren't capable, and somebody else was gonna make you into a public and be telling you how to move and pulling your strings. Because Carmela, just because she was black, just like with the Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of people invested money into it because it had the word of black attached to it. And we didn't gain nothing from it, to be honest. Not a damn thing. She played in our space, got richer off y'all pain and y'all suffering, and used y'all ancestors and everybody that was wrong to sit here and get everybody to throw money her way. Like she finessed the hell out of us. Well, not me, because I didn't donate to her, but she finessed the hell out of people. And then black folks got upset and wanted to sue her and get that money back, and they ain't got a dime from that lady back. She put all her people and her family in houses with helicopter what you call them pull ups in their backyard and stuff like that. Like, what did we achieve from that? Like, all of us went on the same course. She was looking on the way to make her family eat better and live better and all this other stuff, and still didn't care about the people she left in the balance. Like nothing has changed from us because we all can't pull together. Like you see Mexicans stand together. You do one of them wrong, they'll sit there and they'll walk off the job. You want them back because them your hard, dedicated workers. So you gonna sit here and meet their terms. We ain't doing like that. Like you put people out your house, don't want people at your house because you feel like they gonna be a burden on you. We ain't sitting here climbing. Well, some people, some of us do. Let's not put all of us in the same boat. Some of us will get people rides to work and stuff, but some of us will sit here and frown up at people and don't even want to be bothered with them. Like I'm just saying, we all gotta look at we might know how to get along, but we need to find a way to make it work for us because we're taking too many losses being divided and people don't care about that. Y'all want to get along on YouTube, but what about in the real world? What about the government? Like that should be our top priority right now. Like what when you get done with all this money, all this muck you running, how you gonna compensate us? Like how are you gonna do this? What are you willing to do for us? Because you're taking the medical. Some people out here losing their mind because they can't get insurance, they can't get this seen by a doctor. They want to go. For the ones that don't want to go, like we just gonna have to sit here and find a whole little piece of land and bad up and put them in it. Like, yeah, you just go ahead and stay behind the fence. But yeah, other than that, we still gotta take them with us because if we don't, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna become a burden because we're gonna always have to look back, and some of us gonna feel some type of way about that. Like, why we couldn't just handle it all at one time and be done with this? Like, we gotta stop doing half-ass job. That marching shit ain't never got us nothing. That protesting ain't never got us nothing. When are we gonna stand and refuse to budge? That's all I'm saying. I think if we stand and make them actually go to negotiation with us, we achieve our goals. Make them listen to the people. Hear us actually out. Don't give us half of what we ask for. Give us meet all our demands as long as they're reasonable because you did it for them. So you give it to us. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and I agree with what you're saying. One thing that I've always felt about the black community is they could take the page out of the book of the gay community. I find it so crazy how gay people are always able to get stuff done, and I'm part of the community. When I was in my early 20s, I used to be out there protesting and stuff, especially in Mississippi. Oh, absolutely. That was the worst. Being in college in Mississippi, growing up in Mississippi and realizing that we didn't have any rights. But the thing is, what Room Shaker is saying is true. Um, they typically stood together and really didn't budge, but we don't have that type of cohesiveness in the black community. I don't understand how we will ever get there.
Okay, like okay, now since you brought that up, J.Dunn, I'm gonna take it here. I did a show about that. I was actually annoyed. I was triggered because women fought for their rights, and they took us and dropped us down a couple of pegs. And I'm gonna say a couple because that was more than one blow to the heart. You sit here and dropped us down, and you gave trainees more recognition than you ever gave us. You said you didn't want them to be housed with the men because they was in fear of being violated and touched. But yet and still, you forced them on women inmates and let them have their way. And then you had stories going all across the news about women inmates coming up pregnant. Then you get to the point where you got so comfortable and want to normalize it that they handed out condoms. They put $1 billion behind this. But when have you ever put $1 billion behind women, period? So it was a lot of stuff that triggered me, and that's why I did a live about it. Because I'm like, wait, we fought too hard to even be considered or get our recognition, and you gonna take it and give it to some trainees? Like, I felt like that was very unfair, and I felt like that was a slap in the face as well. Like now you confusing kids, telling them it's okay to change their sex and all this other stuff. That is not what I gave birth to now. If you feel like you happy and once you get of age, because I feel like you got to be an adult to actually deal with the change mentally. Because some people get the change and look at them, they complaining about it. Like, and then sometimes the surgery ain't always reversible. It might be complications. It's a whole little mental wave that they gotta go through just to be able to process and make sure this is the right decision that they want to take. And then you gotta worry about the weight of the world for the ones that can't take judgment. So I'm just like, y'all go too far. You take, okay, we got issues with the kids overrunning the streets. These kids are actually tearing up stuff like you would think the grown-ups and the gangbangers would do. And now they telling the parents to find something to do with your child or they gonna try to find you. But ain't you the same one that said don't discipline them? Ain't you the same one said that's abuse? Like y'all created this problem and y'all want us to fix it, but y'all ain't even backing us in our decisions. For the ones that was being abused, yeah, you supposed to intervene. For the ones that needed this type of teaching and this type of upbringing to know that it's rules and regulations and stipulations to everything you do, like these kids ain't got no fear. Like these basically became the children of the corn. If you want to be honest, and they said the kids supposed to be the future, like, yeah, some of them look like they gonna damn the future and tear every damn thing down. You got kids killing their parents for the income, for the insurance money, for the properties, just so they can jag it off and give it off to their friends because they didn't have to work for it, so they don't appreciate it. Like, it's a lot of ways these type of topics can go, and if y'all willing to have it, I'm down for it.
They got kids that's unaliving their parents for the damn because the parent took the damn tablet or the Xbox away.
Exactly.
This whole generation is crazy. And I say the kids crazy. I've been said the kids crazy. When I lived in New Orleans, I was substitute teaching 9th and 10th grade English. And them kids was crazy. I mean, just crazy. And I blame the household first. It was one of my students when I was substitute teaching. Um, I essentially he was gay, but he wasn't out yet. But you could just it was written all over him. And again, I was teaching 9th and 10th grade English. And essentially, I ended up running into him and his stepfather at the gas station. And I realized how the stepfather was mistreating him at the gas station. Like, cussed him out to tell him to get out there and pump the gas. He there trying to pump the gas. Then the stepfather barking at him these commands for him to go up in there and make the payment. Why he's supposed to be pumping the gas. I heard that man call him all types of derogatory names. Only for me to then come out of my car because I was on the other side of the pump. You know how you could be on the other side? And I was on the other side, just so happened. And I called that man out about how he talked to him, and I actually addressed my student by his name in front of the man. That man tried to straighten up his act. And then I went on ahead and went to the principal's office the next day to let them know what I had witnessed. Unfortunately, a lot of these kids are they are this way and crazy this way because of the household, whether they are not being disciplined or whether they getting abused by the stepfather or whoever it is up in the household. I don't, I guess in my I guess towards my late 20s, I thought that I wanted kids, but once the pandemic happened, I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because it's just too much influence and stuff going on. Oh, Yusuf.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying Yusuf back here. Y'all know that this be up Yusuf Valley. Let me make sure this him. Yep, it's him.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
Yusuf.
Lisa.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
how you doing?
Oh,
Good,
you gotta
Oh, you
good.
oh,
gotta, oh,
you
I
gotta
got
you
it.
gotta,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
gotta
you
Let me.
gotta
Well, no, I think that you gotta close out your window. Close out the YouTube window. Close out the YouTube window, and then you shouldn't have the echo no more.
Okay,
Somebody did not let that girl child get attacked up here. When Snoop came in, here's the thing: we were all having different arguments because when Trump came into it, it became about Trump. When I just came up here to say, I think it's a difference between being classes versus white identified. We were coming up here on separate things. Then it turned into a Trump thing, and then her kids and the husband got mentioned. It went left. It was not no panel doing nothing. It was her and her. They little tension they always have. I came up here to actually defend MU to say no. I think she's more. I mean, and that's why I said MU. You thought I was coming up here to pile on. Like obviously, I came up here to defend you. You didn't even see what I was typing in the chat. No, I because I said SB is white identified. I mean, that's what I said. So I came up here to like kind of like defend more so to her. That situation went left, but nobody attacked nobody's child and said that her child wasn't black enough, and all the stuff that is being said over there is ridiculous. I knew this was gonna happen. She's gonna click off and go over there and get mad. But that shit ain't got. But we
but see,
cannot
it
drag her
actually,
child.
But wait
see,
a second.
no, it actually wasn't you. It was Lady Snoop who said she had a child by a white man. That came
I
from Lady
know
Snoop.
But why you keep announcing what she doing over there up on my live?
because I actually put it in the chat and it went in the back chat, so I commented on it.
Oh, well, y'all, please don't do that. But hold on, y'all. Let me see. Let me make sure because this could be a porn bomb. Cause you,
No, it's not. It's me. Did the echo stop?
yeah, it did stop. But
Okay.
okay, I didn't know Pazar put up in the chat. But y'all, don't do that. I mean, if she want to be mad, she want to be mad. Honestly, I apologize to her because I had no idea. I remember her and Snoop had an issue, but I wasn't thinking about her and Snoop in the issue. I thought Snoop was up here to talk about the topic, which was about the Patreon. I didn't think Snoop was coming up here to address her.
Yeah, she came up here because she thought we was like taking it easy on her for voting for Trump. But the conversation wasn't about Trump. It was about like whether she's white identified or not. But I think Pazar using an example, like her voting for Trump. And then Snoop came up and say, no, we're not letting nobody get away from what they voted for. And she was just talking about how evil he was. So she took that personally. And then, like you said, you didn't realize when, she got up there about their tension.
Yeah, absolutely not. Because I never would set her up for the okie dokie no type of way like that. I honestly didn't even pay no mind because with that whole love triangle that they had, y'all, that was so many years ago that I don't follow it like that. So I ain't
Right, but assume good
I ain't
intentions
think on
don't just go
my mind.
off though before you have a conversation with somebody because you were saying that. So when you go off and you lead with bad intentions that we're all siding with Snoop as usual, that's when narratives get started. But you have to give people a half a beat because she would have heard you say "damn," and then. But I think I think if she had heard you say that and she was up there the whole time, she still wouldn't have believed you because I've been in this position before that no, you didn't forget about that because I think she think some people just think their situations in the forefront of everybody's mind, and we all been guilty of that at one point. Oh yeah, because I'm in it, so you feel it more. Other people move on with the B sector, they but you have that's why you have to pause for a second because you got to think about it like that. That we don't think about your situation. We move on. B sector years go mean time go by fast.
Right. Hold on one second, so Empress, this you?
Yes, me. How you doing?
Doing okay yourself?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I had not seen you come over here before, so I just want to make sure that it was you before I put the banner down.
Yeah, I never clicked your link, but I'll be over here.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll put the banner down.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your dick in your plants, please. Thank you.
Hi, everybody on the
Okay.
panel.
That was a joke, man.
No.
Hello, is Yusuf back yet?
Yeah, I'm here. I wanted to say something. Hi, y'all. Hi, Miss O. Hey, J.Dunn. Thank you
Hey,
for having up. Pizza. Hey,
Hey,
what's good, boo? Hey,
hey.
Room Shaker. And the young lady that just came up. Shout out to everybody in the chat, honey. I was just getting off of work and then I heard the conversation got a little bliggity black, and that's right up my alley. So I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there. And I was kind of just trying to listen a little more to see where you guys were at. But I did hear the term white identified. That is a good term to be able to get people to realize the different mindsets. Because a lot of you don't have to be white identified. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one thing. And also, even with any, I heard somebody say somebody was hurt. Who y'all talking about? Who's mad?
Well,
well, misunderstood is a
misunderstood.
Trump supporter, so
Yeah, misunderstood was up
Oh,
here
okay.
initially when the white identified topic had came about. Because essentially there was this whole thing with a Patreon being taken down. I posted the receipt showing that I did it, but then the white guy Jason in the beef sector said that he did it, and there was a couple of people that came in my chat saying that Jason did it, even though Jason didn't show no receipts. But I just, this entire beginning of this live was me showing the receipts of what I did and how I did it, and that's how come the lady typed up in my chat about people being white identified. The problem is, I just sat here and I just gave everybody some game and showed them exactly what you need to do if you ever encounter that problem. But instead of people actually thanking me for showing them what they need to do, they giving the credit to a white man that ain't showing no receipt yet. And so that's kind of how we got on this topic.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I wanted to say then, this is just going to be random, but it's still going to tie into the black thing, right? So let's say somebody's offended, somebody's feelings are hurt, they don't feel accepted, they don't feel enough or whatever. And I understand that we as black people can understand how that feels, but think about that for real, for real. Is that really worse than your tears and your pain? Is that really worse than what your people go through and what they're faced up against? You know, do people cultivate that type of environment for you to grow and thrive in and make you feel comfortable and welcome? And so I just asked that just for the simple sake of a gesture for a gesture. And then I also have something that I want to say because we all have. I get tired of people using this excuse, oh, well, I got white friends, or, oh, I'm mixed, or we all mixed, or this, my grandkids, or whatever. We're not even talking about them when we're talking about the people who are actively participating in the dysfunctional and, oppressing factors of white supremacy. That's not who we're talking. We're not talking about the people who already loved into blackness and who respect blackness and who got blackness in them. We're not talking about that. I can't stand that. And it's always when it's a valid fight where we really need to unite, where people always, having one or two or even 10 mixed relatives, 1, 2, or even 10 white friends, 1, 2, or 10 any that ain't enough to never, ever, ever, ever be on the black side. And that's all the fuck I had to say. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, Yusuf. And Empress,
Yeah.
what did you have to contribute? I'll go back on mute. I just wanted to make sure that I introduce you here to the panel to see what you had to say.
Okay, so I hear everybody saying that what's going on with the Hispanics is not our fight, which is not. It really isn't our fight. But what is our fight is getting Trump up out of there. Something needs to be done with Trump. He is out of control. They need to contain him, impeach him, or do something else because shit just gonna get out of control. Right now, the Hispanics are the target. That's just right now. Next, we next in line. They got these travel bans going on, and there's more countries to be added to it. Pretty soon, those that want to leave the country are not going to be able to leave. We're going to have to be staying here, putting up with this bullshit that they're getting ready to put us through. So right now, it's the Hispanics. It's going to be our fight eventually if they don't do something with Trump. And I hope they hurry up and do something with him.
And we fought that fight before too. And when that fight is on us, it's going to be on us to fight it.
Yeah.
And so, that's that same responsibility. Everybody's responsible for their own group. Everybody's so cool being exclusive and being non-inclusive to black people when they want to have their space, and we respect their space even when it is racist. Even it could just be regular. We respect people's culture, Chinatown and this and that, and we don't have none of that stuff for ourselves. We can't even solidify what the actual cultural soul food menu is and things like that. We don't have nothing. And so that's because we're always pouring that energy into others. And not only that, others who don't pour it into us. I can see if these are people who are proving themselves loyal allies to us. That's one thing. And everybody, like I said, I'm not talking about the people who's in our family and this and that. And even with the black immigrants, they have a certain way where they turn their nose up at African Americans as well. Not all of them, but enough of them to the point where it's distasteful interaction amongst each other. So now all of a sudden that is your kids in cages. Now all of a sudden that y'all is getting rounded up. It's a problem. This ain't nothing new to us. We know Whitey way too well, and we're ready to fight it. Okay, and y'all was never on our side when it was time to ride, and now it's time to run. Period. And we still too far behind as black people. We're too divided to be even worried about somebody else anyway. We'll worry about them when they get over here to us, and we're going to be ready for them, period. You know, it'd be nice for everybody to unite. It'd be so nice. But that's not realistic for everybody everywhere. And all of a sudden now they want to work with black people, and now they need black people's support. And now black people matter when you need somebody to fight for you up against Whitey. It's your turn.
Oh yeah, I get you on that. Yeah, I ain't thinking about them like that, but I'm more concerned about us.
Oh no, not you, boo. I was just saying I get hyped. That's why I not even heard they was even talking about it. I had to come to the discussion, and I'm so sorry. And I don't mean to be polarizing or offensive in any way. Thank you, J.Dunn.
Yusuf, you said something to me?
Just thanks for having me. That was it.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to get Zulu food out. Sorry about that.
Because it's like, when is it ever when you hear people talking about black stuff, when you really care, you got to run to the conversation, because we never have it. And every time we have it, everybody want to wash it down. Everybody want to silence it and quiet it and want to put some, here go a good one. This one is nice, y'all. We're not even talking about the good ones right now. We're talking about the demons, and where are the good ones when you need them? Okay. And so at the end of the day, we got too much. Now's the time for black people to strategize and unite even more, to get ready just in case we up next again, because we're not going in chains again. Period.
Let's
No,
go.
no, we not. No, hell no. We done been through too much. We know how to fight. Like you said, we just got to get ready.
Well, they always say if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But that's one thing that I will agree with Yusuf as far as everything. I honestly don't know where it's gonna go, but y'all, it can be overwhelming if you look at the grand scheme of things, like everything that's going on around politically, and even just the environment. And then I even think about it too, just being in the South period, and especially being in Georgia. It's if you think about it too hard, then you can definitely become overwhelmed with just everything that's going on in the current climate. So for
Yeah, because you do know some of them Hispanics that got deported were U.S. citizens, right?
well, I wasn't sure because I really haven't been following it. Like I said, I just been enjoying the buyer's remorse, but I didn't know that there were U.S. citizens that were being
Trump
deported.
is doing a lot of illegal shit. He's doing a lot of illegal stuff, and if he could do it to them, he could do it to us, even though we're legal citizens. We're U.S. citizens.
You know what
That's
else we
my
can
main
do?
concern.
You know what else we can do that he can do? He's a 34-time felon. So what's all these excuses of all these black men who get these felonies, even though it's wrongful, and even black people? They put the felonies on us and it's wrong and everything, but that don't mean it's the end of your future. If a white man could become president with 34 of them, then you can start a business in the nation and do something too.
I understand what you're saying, but I ain't trying to be
So,
deported and going to off to some country that I'm not familiar with just because he don't want me here.
Of
so
course
y'all,
not.
wait a
But they could
second.
do
Look
that
at that.
anyway.
But this person, no Vaseline, and hey to everybody coming in, my bad. Yeah, I didn't expect to be live for as long, so I had to get Zulu food. But let me tell y'all, so it says this person, no Vaseline, said that they took a test. They weren't born here.
With the paperwork. Once they did it, some of them went through the whole situation with the paperwork and everything, got that in order, got sworn in. They became legal citizens. They didn't have to be born here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I reserve my empathy, and I have selective empathy because we need that energy in our community. The black mortality rate with the police brutality, and even with in intra-racial crimes that we commit against each other, the femicide crimes, all those different things add up more to any one of the Mexicans they rounded up, or whatever Americans got caught up in the trap. So they'll be all right.
What kind of DNA test? I mean, a lot of us can take a DNA test, and our DNA test can probably date us back to Africa or somewhere. So, what kind of DNA test that say that somebody's American or not?
America is a nationality.
Right. So, what kind of
Just like,
DNA test? I mean,
just like,
all our tests should send us somewhere else.
mm-hmm. Who cares? We're here, and we were born here. And if you don't really fight for no rights, then there are no rights. That's like when it comes down to voting and all that stuff. There's never nobody with no black agenda, and then there's barely ever any black agenda. And then whenever it is, it's always that same one that only is in benefit for black men for two things. One, sometimes they about police brutality, and other than that, child support. So that's just a whole dusty community divided.
It is overwhelming to think about, though.
It is, but we have to do it in stride and in pace. And once we finally get through it, we don't have to think this way and have this discussion forever. Once we finally have it and it does what it needs to do, it's just a temporary period of time
Yes, me.
where you have
Okay,
to be uncomfortable with the truth.
Hello to the panel. Hey, J.Dunn.
hi.
Hey,
Hello,
everybody.
Hey,
everyone.
Well, the panel
hello.
do
Hey.
something about Trump though, because I had stepped away and I heard Empress said like we need to do
Uh-huh.
something about Trump. The time would have been to do something about Trump was not to vote for him. So the people who
That.
didn't vote or voted for him or did not vote
Mhm.
is part of now. I'm not helping them solve that problem they created because it ain't no solving it because he's gotten what we feared and what we told y'all would happen out of control, and now it's too late.
It's out of control, and it can get worse. But he could be impeached too.
But wasn't he already impeached before?
Right.
Right.
Now, the reason why I came up here because I heard the lady say something about if they don't do something with Trump. So if I understand everybody isn't into the whole conspiracy and all that other stuff, but do you not think that something is already going to happen because it was already predicted? I remember an episode of The Simpsons where they said that he would become president, and he did. And then there was another episode that showed him in a casket.
Well, I was gonna. I didn't want to say nothing like that. Well, I guess you put it in a better way. When I said do something with him, I was gonna say or what they did, what they said on The Simpsons as well. But I just held back on that. But yeah, you're right. And well, I need to hurry up.
Or was
I
there
need to hurry up.
Theirs is even worse.
Now,
or
did y'all also hear that the House Judiciary Committee
sorry.
they were presented with a bill and they had to go in and vote to allow Trump to deport US citizens. And that was earlier this year.
Who was that went? You remember that attempt? Um,
Yup,
it was somebody who pierced his pig ear, right? Somebody
yup.
pierced Trump's pig ear. And who was it? Was it one of our little black sons and our little bad black kids, or was it one of their little bad white kids?
One of
That
theirs from the
same
pictures I
one
saw, it was one of
that's out
theirs.
here fighting on the left and the right, though, for white America, when at the end of the day, their own kids is out there blowing them up. So again, not our problem.
Mm, I don't
RNY.
know. Yes.
I'm actually happy that you graced my panel. Because I think you were probably the last soul that was doxxed over there. So kudos.
Well,
Kudos to you.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, not I'm not saying for you to leave.
Oh no,
But
no, I'm
no,
just saying thank you for having me up.
oh, you're welcome. Cuss you out. About over there. Yeah, I think when they was telling you about the fact that you have been doxxed, and I had already had sent that email, so I was just waiting on the response.
Oh, because from what I heard, honey, they said my name was added to some list. Child, I don't even know how to flag nobody. So it is what it is. I hope she gets all her stuff back because I don't like people's pockets to be negatively impacted. However, like Jay Wilson says, the laws for the lawless. That's why there's rules, regulations, and guidelines.
Well, I don't give a damn about your pockets if you're trying to exploit somebody that you think may be related to me who is a disabled and mentally challenged adult.
That is
Your
very
pockets,
true.
your pockets can be affected because you were trying to affect somebody in my actual life.
That is very true.
Alright,
And
why
Chanel
you
B,
talk
you're
to?
absolutely correct because I remember some the media was talking about how the president drafted up, I guess, like this will or something that said something along the lines of, should anything happen to me, this is what I want y'all to do. And I just thought that was very weird.
Well, he's always got his wig hovering over the button. We know how that is. So that's why, that's more important. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. And I know this is like wishful thinking, but somewhere along the lines, eventually down in history, in the near history, that black people have some sort of neo nation, which is a nation within the nation, and we're completely allowed to do that by Constitution. We're Americans too, and just like all these other groups and civilizations and communities and people, these peoples, we
Yep.
are allowed to be, and we're the originals. On top of that, they cheat knockoff versions of us anyway. And I'm not even really trying to go there per se, but I had to say that. Yeah, because I'm ready to go buy up all the sunscreen, dump it down the sewer, okay, and unite with the black men and women. That's what I'm hoping for the best, but it's wishful thinking because everybody got their excuse to be comfortable in the oppression for one way or another, too far in it or a part of the dysfunction in order to
Hmm.
even want to even deal with it.
I
And
agree
it
with that.
also gets frustrating, and it gets frustrating. It's a whole bunch of great black minds out here who are just fed up.
Yeah. I just think it's very weird because I think it was you that said something about our black people are having felonies thrown at them, right? I just think that is so crazy how they are quick to throw a felony on us, but then we have the president pardoning the Chrisleys.
With
So
34 felonies himself.
exactly.
Well, but look,
Exactly.
I was even reading something where he said that he was gonna pardon Diddy if convicted. Did y'all read that?
I read it, but I don't think that's
Yeah, I
going to
heard
happen. And here's why I don't think he's going to do that. I don't know if you remember back in 2018,
Hmm.
somebody went down to his golf course or whatever and opened fire down there. Come to find out, when they arrested the guy, his name was Jonathan Odie. He came out and said that he was a sex slave for Diddy.
Yep.
And then it came out that they gave him a $5 million settlement to keep his mouth closed and everything. But
And
then
I
when they
still
told
don't
him that back then, they didn't want to believe it. But now that Diddy is on trial, now they're believing him. So
and
if
he
he
might
went
not
down
be
there to do
alive.
that, I doubt he's going to pardon Diddy.
Did he unalive himself if I'm not mistaken?
No, he's in
Okay.
jail as we speak.
Okay, because there were rumors when that first started circulating. It was rumored that he had people didn't know if he was alive or dead when it first came out like 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I highly doubt he's going to pardon Diddy for that. Highly doubt it.
But Diddy also did bring him a lot of money by doing all that whorehouse in his estates. Oh, in his Trump Towers, that was $1 million whore mansion. You see, and
Yeah.
so that brought Trump money and possibly Cat too.
Well, okay. I see where you're going with that one. I just
Just
think
a
it.
thought. Just a thought. I don't have no hope for him either, but I'm just saying if he does, it's because of them freak offs was well them Trump offs. Come on now.
Trump off. And another thing too, I I didn't vote for him. But me and my friends was having a conversation and I said, even though I didn't vote for him, I'm not really too upset that he is the president. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And I had to tell them, obviously you didn't pay attention in government class. Because the president can only run 2 terms. This will be his second one. However, on the flip side, I also heard that he's trying to push something to where he can run a third one.
Yeah, I had heard that before he even got elected this last time.
yeah.
I had heard about that where he was trying to write something in the bill, and I thought it was 2 consecutive terms because, from my understanding, because he got in this time,
I
then he
got a
can.
job, Jay. I got a job. This is a good lie, but I got a motherfucking job real quick. I'll
Not
be
problem.
Okay,
back.
all right, that's
I'll be
fine.
back.
All right, Pizarro. But based on what, from my understanding, I thought that yes, this is technically the second term, but it's not the second consecutive.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look
Well,
into
wait,
that.
but the ghetto intellect is saying it's 2 terms, period.
Is it? Okay.
Uh, I mean, y'all
Yeah, but
might know.
he want a third term. I hope he don't get it.
I hope not either.
Ooh, I
Well,
got something
he
to
might
say
not
about
make
that
it.
too.
We know he won't get a chance.
Yeah,
He's
the
not.
Constitution is that what y'all missed was she said he was trying to change it. Like we know what the law is and what the Constitution how it states, but what they're saying is that he's trying to change it. That's the operative word. It's not. We
Yeah,
know it's
yeah.
2 terms as it stands right now. But he said that when he first ran the first time that he didn't believe it should be term limits, and he said during his campaign he's going to be the last president. Well, basically he'll
Yeah,
be
that's what I
deceased
thought
as
that I
president.
had heard. The Miss Joe, to your point, I thought that I had heard that as well. Before he even got put back in, because it seemed like he was working very hard to extend that. Extend how many times you can run,
Hmm.
that type of thing. And I'm just like, oh my god.
I
Yeah.
want
But a lot of things, the Democrats was some real cocky. I had to admit, because I was one of them. I was thinking a lot of stuff would never happen.
to.
that like ain't nobody gonna be able to do that. But once they control the House and the president, because like presidential is just like a decoration. They don't really have a lot of rights. But the House is what happened. So now they locked
Girl,
up.
you didn't
And the
even put
last
up your
time this happened, all you
banner.
gotta do is look at the law. Look at George Bush first era with
Toby
Desert Storm.
Turner,
Look at
that's you.
Reagan.
Toby Turner.
That's
You
very
didn't even
true.
put up. You didn't even put up your banner.
No, because I just looked and saw it authenticated as you.
Okay, yeah, yeah, J.Dunn. It's only 2 terms, but rest assured, if that man could do it, he would try to do it because he wants to be a dictator.
Hmm.
Um, and
Right.
in my opinion, he really wants martial law. I don't care what anyone says.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what he really wants. That's what he's really aiming for, in my opinion. And I'm still upset that he's actually having a military parade slash birthday party in D.C. He's spent a million and millions and millions of dollars wasting taxpayers' money, but you just laid off a whole bunch of people in federal government. So am I upset? Yeah, I'm upset about what's happening in the nation right now. Am I shocked? No, I'm not shocked. Am I disappointed? Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, but at the same token, we told people what he was going to do. We told it. If you read Project 2025, he told you what the fuck what
Hmm.
he was going to do. So I don't understand why people act like they shocked. I'm not shocked at all.
Right.
I'm sad and I'm seeing families, getting separated. But at the same time, we told you,
Empress,
Brown,
press your camera button. It looked
we
like
told you,
you got a black tape on there, which is good.
yeah, we told you, Brown brothers and sisters, what was going to happen. But you know what happened? A lot of y'all think that y'all are white. Y'all not white. They look at y'all just like they look at us, like we a bunch of
That's true.
niggas.
That's true. That is true. And I appreciate people like what's his name, Joe Biden, because at that presidential debate,
I
Biden was
appreciate him too,
fed
but
up.
I have a theory though. I have a theory. I believe that Joe knew that he was sick. And I
Absolutely.
believe, and I wish that he didn't drop out the race. I believe if it was a chance that he could have won, he could have stepped down and he could have let Harris be president, and we wouldn't be in a situation that we're in right now. That's
Yes.
That's
what I
true.
believe.
But that's
That's
what
true.
they
But
say.
he's
That's
isn't
why a
he
lot of
darn near
black people voted
90?
for Trump, because they say Democrats ain't for you either. But I understand, and,
Hmm.
and they said they was tired of getting the getting fucked, but getting fucked with penetration. I mean, with Vaseline versus not. Well, at the time, we don't. But at some point, we can't even be happy with the lube, because that's what happens. Because a lot of these people, just to be fair, that are getting walked up out of here of those GS levels, they got so high, and what they design and they Tesla, whatever, and they the ones who thought they a lot of black people want to be different so much. It's like, oh, what you gonna do about it? I'm voting for Trump. I mean, it's this thing. It's like it's almost a snobbish thing. The way we do everything, class,
Hmm.
division, fraternity, sorority, the way we divide each other with everything. So that was like the
Mhm.
new crowd. So some of those people that got this lifestyle or whatever are the very people who are getting walked the fuck up out.
That's
And can
They
true.
I
thought
say
they were going to do something different because they looked at what was, and they voted for their interests. Everybody said the new thing was vote for your interests. Quit listening to the Democrats. They're fooling y'all. They're gooping y'all. Vote in your interests. What that means, you're going to vote in your tax bracket. Well, looky, here comes Cookie, because that don't work because you're still not white.
And
But
I
you
Hmm.
gotta
just want to
remember,
say,
he
I
don't
want to
he
say
don't
to
piss
Toby
somebody else
Turner.
off too. He don't piss somebody else off too. Elon Musk.
What I wanted to say about what Toby Turner said, though, Toby Turner, if they gave him a certain expectancy, he probably didn't think that he was gonna last that long to get in. I mean, hindsight, yes, he could have made it. But I'm thinking if he got the diagnosis back then, he probably didn't know that he could make it. So I think in
And
that
the stress
moment,
might
he
have
just
killed him sooner. Like I'm running,
But
I
then,
felt
if
bad. I
that's
was mad at him because I feel like he set
but
her
then
up, and
if
I
that
realized
was the case, then if that was the case, the Democratic Party should have did a primary. That's what messed it up. I really think they should have did a primary. And in some ways, I look back, I'm saying, damn, did y'all set the sister up? Did y'all set her up to fail?
I felt that
You know
way
what I'm
too,
That's a
but
good
saying?
I do
question.
think that Joe, I think that he tried to do it because he knew they would never vote for her. And so he took one for the team in the first place, which I think quickened his death. Because that shit is stressful. Look at what it did to Clinton. You can see visible. Look what it did to Barack in time. Like these motherfuckers aged so
Did you
horribly.
go?
Clinton had all them heart
They
Did
age
you?
attacks.
so
Did
bad.
So
you?
Joe probably was scared
Okay.
because that will speed up the death. So I'm thinking that he knew that our country was
I was
still
trying
not
to
going to
put
vote
myself
for her.
in
And
mute.
he was
My
trying to
bad.
take another solid for us,
My
and he
bad,
couldn't do it
ghetto.
this time. He should have never did it the first time. He should listen to Jill. I know we needed him, and I think he took one for the team because he know our country would not vote for her. But I think he was trying to do it again, and he pulled out too late because Joe was not wanting to run that time. I believe they had to beg him. I believe Obama, everybody, because
But
he didn't knew it would happen. Joe was not in the
see,
the health, the place to do that the
this is
first
what they
time.
should have done then, TMO. Because I remember he said maybe I will be just a one-term president. So what he should have done was I'm only gonna run one term, and then they should have did a primary. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. In my eyes, of all eyes, I don't even think America is ready for a woman, let alone a woman of color or a black woman as president.
But
I
that's
I
don't
what
agree
really
with
think
you
that.
on that.
They wouldn't let
I
Hillary in, and I was going to the mat for
yeah,
Hillary.
I really, I really don't
jump in
think
me.
that they're ready. So what I'm saying is, he should have said that as soon as day one. I'm going to be a one-term president, and you know what the party should have done? They should have been out there searching, looking, and saying who's going to be, who's going to be the best candidate. But let me tell you who I think they might also try to push too. They might also push my governor. You know what I'm saying? Wes Moore out there too, because I know this weekend he spoke to like some people that work with Biden. So I know they've been having meetings or whatnot. So I think they're going to try to push him out there too. So I don't even know how that's going to work out either.
Stacey in Georgia deserved it more than Kamala, but they would never pick a black woman who presents like her. Look at the
No.
problems I even have. Like if you present too much like this stereotypical big black dark woman, Kamala was easy on the eyes. Same thing they did with Rosie, but with Rosa Parks with the bus hole thing. So that I think, but there be something still tells me because I did think about all that with Joe and it was real disappointing. But I also think that Joe has been sick for way longer than we think, and that Joe didn't think he was gonna make it for the first term because I was telling everybody I felt like Joe was winking. He was gonna get sick or like have to be incapacitated some kind of way because his health was failing. He was already 80 something, and that they was gonna put a oopsie on the American people and give her that presidency by default. And Nina didn't like me celebrating that because like she said, well, you gonna take that leftover. I said, but we gotta get something. And I think he did it, thinking that he wouldn't survive the first one. I feel like whatever they had, they should have actually got him to get incapacitated during that first election. Therefore, even if she served for 1 year, we would have a black woman president. I don't give a fuck. I would have took it. We took Barack. So I think that's what he should have done because I think Joe was sick then. And I
He
think
was
he didn't
sick
think he was
then.
going to live. Because
No,
look at what it
Vaseline,
does
I'm
to
gonna tell
people.
you the
Look at what it
truth.
did to Bill Clinton. Look at what it did to Obama. This stuff
No,
ages you.
well, can I answer no Vaseline? No Vaseline. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I also think that her's pick for vice president was a awful move in my opinion. I thought that she was going to pick the president. I mean, the governor of Pennsylvania. That's who I thought. That's who I was hoping. You know what I'm saying? I think her pick for vice president, in my opinion, was a wrong choice. That's
It
just
was
I
too
my
have
much.
a
humble
You
final
opinion.
couldn't
thought.
pick. You
I
couldn't pick
really
my
want to do
homie.
a final thought, if possible, because I do got to drop down. I had just got off of work and came here. I just been
I didn't
talking
get an
about that.
initial thought, Yusef, but go ahead.
Hello. Hey, no, I'm not cutting. I'm not saying that you couldn't. I was
Yeah,
just
I was coming off mute because
up
yeah,
here
ghetto has
already.
been sitting, but Yusuf, you doing a final thought?
Yeah, I can go. Ghetto can't hold his thoughts. I kind of
I'm
remember my.
joking. I'm trolling you, Yusef. I salute
Okay,
you,
well,
G.
now's not the time.
Well,
I
I
appreciate
was
you.
trying to get my thing off, Yusef, and you cut me off. So I'm just trying to be polite. But go ahead.
Yes, and I apologize for cutting you off, sir. Um, Now the final thought here is two things. One, Kamala ain't black, and I don't care how no I get it. She's black enough, so it's the next black thing to it. So I get it. So we'll invest. But notice how she got ahead of the game for those immigrants. She already saw all this coming down the pipeline for her people and for people like her. So she did everything she could to get ahead of that. And that's what she's most invested in and what she cared about and tried to help them prevent. So that shows her being invested in somebody's movement to help a specific people, but literally said that she wouldn't do that for black people. When asked, is there anything on the agenda for black people, which is something that we need, at least give us a biscuit. See, please, Massa. Can't even get a biscuit on Massa table. And she's up here more worried about them, and then we're all worried about her, seeing ourselves in her, and she don't see her in us. And then the last thing, the reason why
Who
y'all
said
see
she doesn't see her stuff in us? Who said
no,
that?
no,
She
I'm
she
gonna tell
she
you.
said she sat down with you and told you that, Yusuf? Or you
No,
just
I'm
listened?
going off. Oh my! I'm going off anecdotal. I'm trying not to get distracted with the anecdotal different little factors because I'm not saying it specifically. I'm going off of my observation. I'm going off of her saying out of her mouth when asked. As I was saying, when asked, what do you have on the agenda for black people? She said, I have nothing, anything specifically for black people. It's for all people. And all of that, all people talk when all people got their own category, though. You see? And so they be trying to hit us with the okey doke and the smoke and mirrors. And she was playing a
Mm-hmm.
part of that game too. And that's all I'm saying. That she was worried about the immigrant thing more than anything. And if anything, she saw foresight of what was going to happen to the people who she saw herself with, because her parents and them as immigrants. So she see that more than that black side that y'all see in her. So
Yep.
last, final, and I promise thought. Everybody else sees in Trump the same original white identity extremist presidents who were the founding cave sisters of this nation. They
Mm-hmm.
always see they were all slave owners. You hear me? That's what your presidents were. And that's what they see in Trump, the tyrannical personality in spirit. That's who they see. And the only thing that I say that was good about Trump is that it brought all of them to the light so that y'all can see you ain't got no allies but one another. And to thank you.
Now, Yusuf is not lying about that. There was an interview out here where somebody asked her, well, when you become president, what do you have in store for black people? What are you planning to do for them? Her exact words were this. Who said I was doing anything for the black people? So Yusuf isn't lying. That's exactly what
Yep,
she's
that was a
saying.
separate clip, RNY. Because the
See?
one I saw that one too, buddy. And how
Where,
many times?
where I'm not
If I
saying I
may,
don't believe y'all, but I'm the type of person. You tell me something, I'm not
can
gonna go
can I
by
have
your
hello?
word.
Well,
I
put
have
in
asked you,
Kamala. Type in
I have to,
Kamala. Black
and I
people
have to see,
agenda.
okay, and I have to see the whole interview.
If
I can't look at
if
It
I
was
just
may,
cut short
clips.
and sweet.
I didn't see it for
It was a
myself, but I
direct
heard about it
question
too.
with a direct no.
Well, y'all still we got we got ghetto still waiting to see his first
Oh, I'm
name.
sorry, ghetto. I
Yes,
that's
thank you,
apologize.
okay.
Ghetto. Thank
No,
you.
no problem. If I may, first of all, amazing conversation. I think we need more spaces for this because it's so eye opening. But I just want to make sure that we don't lose focus on what has happened over 6 months ago and focus on what the next 12 months gonna look like. And
Mhm.
we gotta open up this quote unquote big beautiful bill, and in there is some very damning things for our people. We all know people on public support, whether it's public housing, public health care, public education, and this will gut all of that, all of the affirmative action. You hear him talking about DEI. We have got to focus on what our senators, because we done already missed it with our Congress folks. And we need to go back and look how our Congress folks quickly voted for this big, beautiful bill and moved it forward. A few things that affect the space that I'm in. Public housing will only be offered for 2 years. When our communities have generation and generation and generation of families still living on public assistance, it will increase homelessness of your friends and family at an extremely high rate. You talk about the Social Security program that I have not hit yet, but I've been paying in for the past 35 years. You talk about Pell Grants that got me through college coming from a poor community.
Mm-hmm.
We got to stop focusing on what happened versus what's going to happen now that we sat this election out. And we simply lost this election. We could talk about why, but we sat this election out. And my last thought before I go on mute and respond and
We ain't sit it
participate.
out. We ain't sit out. My 92% ass ain't sit it out.
No, no. What I mean is we, as in who came out to vote for Biden.
Cause she got 92% of the female black vote and 70% of y'all brothers.
Well, and I think something might have happened to Ghetto's
Yeah, I'm
his
back.
sound.
But that,
Okay.
but that's
You heard what I said? You heard
92%.
what I said, Ghetto? You heard what I
It was
said?
92% less of 3 million additional voters of our people. It's still New York City, 9 million voters sat out. Well, I'm sorry, in the state of New York, 9 million people voted less in the Democratic Party
And why do
than
you think that is? Do you think it was because she was a woman or she was a woman of color or was it both?
both, because they wasn't voting in
Mm-hmm.
Hillary either.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so
So we can't
her
just
main
make it
thing
women of color.
is a woman. That's the
Woman,
gender
period.
bias. That's why
Yes.
they're against her.
And then my last thought is, what are we going to do about our evangelicals? Because I just now started speaking to my cousins.
Yeah, but the black church too, though. That them the same
That's
people who fucked it up with
that's
you,
the
Hillary.
that's the
you
evangelicals.
said you just start speaking to your cousin.
I just started. Me and my cousins grew up piss poor, same community,
Mm-hmm.
same household, wearing the same sneakers, and now they
Mm-hmm.
sit up there and talk about abortion only. And I say,
Mm-hmm.
I understand, but how are you making politics about Jesus? And you're standing strong on this, talking about Trump is the only one that's going to end abortion. And I'm saying, but he also going to destroy your family that won't be able to afford to come to your children's graduation because they're going to be homeless, and they
And
did
bring back
not
illegal
send.
abortions, which killed a lot of women.
Well,
Well,
the one
but
thing that
let
I
me
do
tell you
want to
something. Oh, the abortion ban, it's not about us. They don't care about black women getting abortions. You know that, right? It's all about keeping America white. You know, they scared of being a minority. They don't give a fuck
They're,
about
And
black
that's why
women
we
getting
should have stood
abortions.
down through the feminist movement, but we learned that lesson because we were sitting by white people, white women, because we thought it was a woman thing. And the same and look how they snatched Me Too from that black woman, and we realized that the white woman agenda is never going to be ours. But we have always kept assisting them with the feminist movement, with all of that, and we've gotten screwed every time.
they're
well
in
the
a
one
birthing
thing that I
line.
do want to say that the reason why I put this comment here, because No Vaseline said Kamala went to a historically black college and belonged to the oldest black woman organization. But it's a lot of white people that go to HBCUs. I don't like for a person to be black for convenience, so that she could get a discount, uh, get get a discount as far as her education goes. Because that, to me, that's the same type of black person that'll get pulled over by the cop and then they want to claim the other side, but then want to go to the historically black college. Then, as far as her not being black enough, I never said that she wasn't black enough. But if in fact, and I don't know for certain, but if in fact she did feel like that she didn't have anything to give to black people, then why in the hell is she at our college? Let me go back on mute.
Period.
That's a very good point. And I heard someone say something about the Me Too
That
movement, how they I guess they
association
tried
because
to
she
take
looks
it.
black and she knows that she needs to get that sorority thing. We can go on for that, but you know what that's about.
Yep.
It's about a power
She can
move. It's
come
being a part of
play.
the elite in the community in which they judge her for being in. She presents the way she looks, so that gave her a way to use the Indian status at Howard, get a full scholarship because she's not black. That's who gets full scholarships at HBCUs. I went with one, argue with your mama. So she got a scholarship that's hard to get as a minority at a minority school. And then with being an AKA, it leads to
Yeah.
jobs. It leads to
Let
her
me
to move
tell
up in the DA's office. They
let me,
hire each other. It was about politics and class and getting to
Yep.
the top. And
And being
because she know
most
white people looked at
definitely.
her as not being white.
I
she's a
mean,
leader
I'm gonna be
in white supremacy
I'm
now.
you know, she definitely. I'm gonna be transparent. I don't care. I graduated from an HBCU, and at that particular time, I don't even care. Y'all can shame me. Y'all can say I'm cruddy for doing it. I dated a white guy that went to the same college I went to, and he had a full scholarship because he was white. So yeah, I know it.
Yeah, and all that diversity and equity inclusion doesn't include us, and that's the whole point. And that's like we see it, and so nobody's just going to play slow. And people jump in and out of blackness when it's convenient for them, you know. And can't nobody help it how they're born, just like they can't help it the little bit of blackness that they got. We can't help it the lot of blackness that we got. Can't nobody help it, you know. And it's just a lot though. But it was something that Ghetto said I wanted to answer because it was a sort of rhetorical question, but it was a good something to talk off of. I can't remember because I ain't write it down. But
Was
yeah,
it
it's,
about
Is he
us
still,
voting
is he
against our
still up
own?
here?
Was it about us voting against our own self interest?
no, it was something else. I can't remember though. But it's just crazy, and it is like that. But a little conversation goes a long way, guys.
Oh, it might have been the evangelicals. Was it about the
You
Oh yeah,
thinking?
evangelicals?
Oh,
thank
that's
you. It
oh
was
okay.
about
That's what it
separating
was.
the church and the state. Hold up. Whoop day for my nigga who be thinking we saw. It was about the church and the state. Hey, it's about the church and the state, y'all. The church and the state. Okay, so what's so different about it? Anyway, when you put two and two together and you don't separate them, all logic makes sense. All power seems to come in order. Okay, and that's why they use that and weaponize it against you. Don't forget that America is a white supremacist nation, but it's also a Christian nation. And white supremacist organizations are Christian organizations. Okay, they will burn a cross at your door and hang you on what? A cross. They killed Jesus in the lynching. Yes. Okay. And so, with all that being considered, I think it's a good idea to merge the two.
Poetry, that's not why we have Trump because of arguing how black she is. Because I just told you I was gonna
Well,
actually
yeah, I don't.
volunteer to put Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton in office. I don't give a fuck about how black she is. I don't need her to be black, just like Barack wasn't black. It's not that. I just needed her not to be Trump. So I didn't. I don't care how black she is. That was never my problem. That was never my fight. I'll never have my debate because I wanted
So
Hillary Clinton
basically,
in office.
so basically, you know
And I
how
would
we
take
always do.
Hillary over Kamala any
We
day.
always, we always vote the lesser of two evils. That's what we really do in America, in my opinion. I feel like we do vote
Yeah,
the
but what
lesser
they
of
decided to
two
do because they
evils.
were fed up with
Facts.
that this election, they just said
Facts.
it's home, and that's not the answer too. That's why we didn't win because a lot of people start getting,
No,
especially
I'm
this
gonna tell you
Generation
the
Z.
truth.
I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
tell.
forced to be a Democrat
I'm
no
gonna
more.
tell you
I
the
want a
truth,
third
Tim.
party.
The
Huh?
kind of household I grew up in, I could never not vote. My mama would have literally came back from the dead and cursed me. I wasn't raised like that.
And a
Mhm.
lot of the independent people, they start saying, I had a debate with Nina about this a lot, and that is true. They're never going to get their Bernie Sanders if they don't ever do something about it. I get it. But as long as
Cause
we
child,
have the two parties, so a lot of people said they're not going to be
that's a
forced to be
wasted vote.
Democrats no more. So a lot of young people, Obama won the election because of the same demographic that decided not to do that
Beasley,
this time.
Beasley, I just want to make sure this you, but stay on mute.
Because
Some of these
Obama
people,
got the college students, he got them right. He single handedly won with the college vote. Well, the Generation Z is not like the millennials. What they're saying is, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
forced to vote for no two parties. I'm not going to do it at all.
Is
And so
that
what
you,
happened
Mm-hmm.
with that was now you didn't get a Bernie Sanders, you got Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Beasley? Is
right?
that you?
And don't forget, TMO, once again, no shade of white women. White women disappointed us once again.
Beasley,
Right.
is that
And they
you?
got, sorry,
So
they
they
got
disappointed us
Kamala
once
guilt.
again. What?
They
White
got
women don't
Kamala
stick with
guilt.
white women don't stick with women like black women do. They stick with white people.
They
Let me
stick
say
with
this
white
about
men.
Kamala guilt, y'all. They got this the thing. You don't have to be black to support black experiences. And if anybody accepts a non-black person to be the black people savior, it's black people. So if you so perfect and so perfectly blended, how you fumble the bag, Kamala, I will be disappointed in you and I'd have Kamala regret.
White women vote for white men because they don't want them coming home miserable. They tired of hearing about it. So they
And that's their
voted for
sons too.
their
And that's the
sons
head of
as
their
well.
household. So a lot of white men decide who the whole household vote. Couldn't be me.
Girl, I'm just thinking about like when they had the white women call on Zoom and said that they was gonna vote for her and everything. I'm like, damn, y'all really lied, huh? Y'all lied.
No,
And
that
we
was a
stood
bunch
by
of
them in the
single.
feminist
That
thing,
was a
and look
bunch
what
of
it got us.
single
It
white
got Roe
women.
versus
Hi,
Wade, but now
Beasley.
it's gone.
I mean, that's how Hillary lost too. The white woman disappointed her too because we voted
They
for her
did
too.
not vote for her. They did not
They
vote for
didn't.
her.
White women did not vote for Hillary.
Because they'd rather have a black man than a white woman, than any woman. No, like that's the thing. A woman is another oppression and underclass in
No,
society.
I'm not. I'm talking about when Hillary ran against Trump. What are you
I
talking
know they
about?
didn't vote for her because she was a woman, and so it's
Yeah,
the
you
same
said a.
way with Kamala. Is that's what we're saying too? It's like all
Oh,
these different
I
racial
thought you
factors
meant
matter.
when she was. I thought you meant she ran against a black man.
Yeah, I was
But
just saying
yeah,
how that transcends race. That's all. Being a woman. That's why being a black woman is so much harder than being any other woman than you, the original woman. In the same
Facts.
way that white women and white men work together.
You think I don't know that? I know
No,
that as a
I
black
know,
woman.
Toby, we all know a lot of the stuff that we all saying. We just having a conversation. I'm not coming at you personally, boo. I'm speaking very generally. Thank
Facts.
you.
All right, well, J.Dunn,
Facts.
this was an interesting conversation. I really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed this live, J.Dunn.
Well,
This is
thank
the
you,
best
Toby
live I
Time. I'm
participated
happy.
in 2025.
Oh, well,
Let's go.
what? Because you just called me. You just called me J Diddy
Uppity,
yesterday.
I'm not defensive, uppity. I'm really
You
not.
just called me J Diddy yesterday, ghetto. But what?
It was 2 days ago, and I am gonna keep trolling your ass.
Honey, I really need to hit the link and say something. Sound off, girl.
Well, hold on, because Beasley had came, but Toby Turner, I'm happy that you came up here too. Um, I'm putting um I'm putting Beasley up here. Beasley, that's you.
Yes, me. You couldn't hear
Okay,
All
me
right,
when I was on here before.
I'm
You
dropping
know,
down. Y'all have a good evening, okay?
All
I
right,
was
good
Um,
to
You
see
too.
listening.
you,
Bye, Miss
Toby.
okay.
Toby.
Good to
all
see
right,
I
you.
bye.
I
Good
was
to see
listening
y'all.
for I was listening for like 5 minutes, and misinformation is dangerous. And I wish more people would challenge people when they come with misinformation, because I'm always challenging people. If someone has, I figure if someone has the wherewithal, the guts to stand up and make statements, they should be able to back them up. For 50 years now, it's been illegal to burn a cross. It's been a federal. You will be prosecuted. You will go to prison for burning a cross. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So to equate Christianity with the cross is being burnt by racists. Okay, so the extreme racists. That's illogical. No one burns crosses anymore. All right, get it straight.
No, I'm
Second,
Okay, so since you just said
Oh,
that,
yes, they do.
and
hold
no,
on,
no, no,
now.
no,
Facts.
no,
Are
no,
you
and
kidding
I'm speak,
me?
and I'm speaking facts.
Okay,
I'm
and I'm
speaking
speaking
facts.
facts
Yes, they
too.
do in the South.
You need to Google because this was just recent. You need to Google when Mississippi and Arkansas was down there into it. They was very much burning crosses in
and
churches.
they were in violation of federal statutes
That don't mean you said they don't do it. That don't. I think people break the law all the time,
that the
Beasley.
federal
Okay, I'm
government,
not saying that
just
I
because
know.
it's
Look,
against
I'm
the
not
law
trying to
doesn't
get
mean a law
involved
can't
for it,
get
but you said that
violated.
they don't
But
do it, and I want
people,
to let you know that it just happened recently during the
so what?
pandemic
People
time.
break the law every day. I'm
But
just letting
Beasley,
exactly.
you.
So don't
Okay,
use
we
the
saying the
The
federal
same
fact that
thing.
I'm
thing
saying
then.
the fact that I'm saying that it's against the law and someone's doing that is going to get years in prison.
But you
And they're
just
stupid.
contradicted yourself when
And
you
they're
just admitted
stupid.
that
No, no,
people
no.
break
Because
the
you know
law.
what? Anybody with any kind of lick of sense. Now, some country ass Yahoo, some country ass Yahoo down in Arkansas or Mississippi, I don't expect much better from them.
but that
Whoa,
wasn't his
whoa, whoa,
point.
whoa, 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 wait.
Excuse
I have
me.
an answer for him
I
too.
said wait. I'm from Mississippi, Beasley,
Right. And they
and my,
got and
and my
Mississippi.
family still resides there. So don't.
And your family can be the exception. Your family could be the exception, but Mississippi happens to be the poorest state in the union. Mississippi also has among the lowest test scores, and Mississippi is still almost as a third world country when it comes. Well, maybe not
But
True,
now.
but that doesn't mean people don't burn crosses anymore.
that wasn't his point. The
That's
point
not,
of
and I would love to answer for myself too. And I really appreciate you sticking up for me. But it's so much that it's like
It's not an attack on
I'm
you.
not.
It's
No,
the
I
disinformation
know
that you're
Beasley.
putting out.
We've had run-ins
It's
before. I'm
hyperbole is
not
what
worried
you're
about
talking
that.
about.
I just want to answer your question. And can I respond to you?
I didn't
Okay.
make a question. I made a statement.
Well, and I want to respond to your statement and
Please,
pontificate on that, if that's okay, to give you an
please
understanding of
do.
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's not about if they burnt across in modern times, and 50 years ain't that long ago. And even if they still burn in churches and still acting out of Christianity, and America is a Christian nation. You can Google that. Is America a Christian nation? Yes or no? It will say yes. As
in
any
God
white
we trust.
supremacist group name is the Klan a Christian nation, it will say yes. That's why they burnt it was of the symbol of it, which still stands
It's a
together.
white man's
But
Christians
just like
organization.
yeah, and that's America. That's their real religion, white supremacy. Where have you been? And so at the end of the day, it's about the symbolism of it. And so the fact that black people are Christians to this reason, and this might be a white Jesus, a black Jesus, whatever, that don't matter. The point is God is real. At the end of the day, people are weaponizing it against you, in their image. Okay, and y'all playing slow when y'all the originals. Okay, and so that wasn't my point. The point is that the Klan is a Christian organization, and so is other white supremacists, and so is America, and that is well documented and researched, and is still current to this day. That's what you call
And I
I'm not
understand
gonna
that,
argue
and I
that, but
understand that's
in
what
the
you were
same
saying,
respect,
Beasley.
that doesn't make all Christians white supremacists
no, it doesn't. No,
that are
it
white
doesn't.
supremacists that are
It sure
extreme.
don't.
It's one thing to have a disdain for people. I'm not crazy about gay
Yeah,
people. I don't like gay people like Ghetto does. I'm not a baby oil boy like Ghetto is.
but yeah,
Shots fired.
but
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 that doesn't mean
Beasley,
I'm going to go around attacking them.
all personal shots aside, what Yusef is
That's
saying
not a
is,
personal shot, dude. You are a baby oil boy.
oh
You
come
know,
on, Beasley.
not only are you a baby oil boy,
What can we
You are
I've
a
can we
watched
tragic
you
put that
move,
mulatto
aside?
dude.
of the past.
Can we put
Anybody?
that
You
No,
to
no,
the
are a
no, Ghetto.
side?
tragic
Let me say
mulatto
this.
of the
Let me say
past.
this.
Can we
We're
put
Let
not
that
me
in
to the
that
say
side
this.
space
for a
anymore.
second?
Let me say this.
Can we
Let
put
me
We're on the
say this.
lesbian panel.
Ghetto's man enough to take it. I don't have a.
I'm a
I would say it to him.
lesbian. I'm a part of that community that you
You
talking
know
about.
what? You know you're not a boy. You think
Well,
you're a
I
boy,
am.
but you're not a
And you're a
boy.
tragic
can we
mulatto of the past, stuck in the
Yeah. Oh,
past.
this is who it is.
Get
can we
over yourself. You
Right.
are
I'm
can we
not.
put
delusional.
that
People like you,
You're
anybody
a
listening
baby
to
oil
you
boy
will be
too.
stuck
But
under the 100 years.
guys?
The way
Anybody
that you
listening to
move,
you will be
the
stuck
way that
under
you
the
move
100
from
years.
content creator to content
Can,
creator and join
can we
everybody's fucking
can
group
we put
is
that aside for a
disgusting,
second?
dude. I will
Great.
tell you
This is
privately.
not about me.
In fact, no, no, ghetto. In fact,
This is not about me.
give me your number. Give me your number in the back
You
chat.
already have my
I don't have
number.
to
My
embarrass
number
you in front
hasn't
of these
changed in
people.
all these years.
I don't have to
Let's
embarrass
put.
you in front of these people because that's not
You
my
have my
intent.
number. You
No, I
have my
don't. No,
number.
I don't. I don't
It
have your
hasn't
number.
changed.
I would
Phone
have been
numbers.
called you and told you how
No
disgusting I
motherfucking
am.
trying to fight to get phone numbers, Beasley.
I would
No.
have been told you how I throw up every time I
No.
see you kissing
This
one of
is
these
what they
losers.
do.
And to top it off, ghetto.
This is what they do, J.Dunn.
I
This is
know. I
what they
just
do.
told you motherfucking no.
What a
How y'all
weirdo.
said that?
What a
They
weirdo.
always do that. People
What
who
a
have that type of
weirdo.
experience and mindset like him always come to ruin a good
What a
black
weirdo.
conversation. This is why we don't have no progress. And there's a lot of people looking for a scapegoat because it's already too tough.
What a weirdo. Yusef, I just
Not only
wanted.
that, Beasley, but the fact that you want to talk about gay people like I ain't a whole damn lesbian. And
Uh,
then even when I'm saying no and no and no and no and no, and you still trying to, you not gonna push that bullshit over here.
and Yusef, I just wanted you to say, forget the burning of the cross. I understood what you were saying when you were saying we
Right,
Highland as black people under the veil of Christianity, when Christianity is the very thing that they use to support to make us slaves and enslave us for the betterment. So I
right. And
understood
they never hid that,
exactly what
ghetto.
you were saying.
Everybody knew what I was saying. He did that on purpose.
I
That's what I'm
knew.
saying.
First of
That's
all,
real
pay
division.
attention. First of all, pay attention to how he came back. Remember, he was here and then he left, and then I was here enjoying the conversation. As soon as he came, I would have bet $1,000 before he opened his mouth he was going to make it personal with me. Beasley is jealous of me, and it's sad to see. I feel bad that his life has resorted to looking at me and seeing a younger man that he wish he could be. That's all it is. Let's
Instead
move
of
on to the
giving them
great
a good word
conversation.
of advice, he got Negro babble, and it's sad. And girl, bye. He should have sat that one out.
And I'm gonna pull a J.Dunn moment and then get in trouble by J.Dunn. But Beasley, if you ever called me or showed up, I would kick the one good leg you got. I would kick it right from under you and watch you lay on the ground, and I probably wouldn't stomp on your face. So call my phone, come up and do something to me. You half a man. You're about to, you know what? Let me shut up.
He's
I'm
another
sorry,
one that's
J.Dunn.
white identified, J.Dunn. He's another one that's white identified. See, that black side ain't take over, right? It had to be his upbringing because you mix the upbringing with the way society already is. You see? And the white supremacy relies on that. Not only do you breed out, your children breed out, and everybody breeds out because everybody's fed up with the black side. And there you bred yourself out for white supremacy and they didn't even have to breed you on a farm.
This man, I walk the golf course every weekend.
Hell's wrong
This
with him.
man, this man live in a nursing home on a
Hold on,
breathing machine
hold
with
on
a
one second,
walker.
y'all. Beasley, you can fight back, but you're not gonna get up here and disrespect lesbians. Otherwise, you disrespecting black people, you disrespecting women. In my opinion, just the fact that you wanted to go that gay kick, you not doing that on my platform. I'm not up in no closet like anybody else that's up on here. I ain't been up in no closet. So I didn't like your approach.
I didn't like the way he was trying to dismantle black progress. All we're doing is talking. The most nonviolent thing we can do, even if we're enraged. I almost cried the other day listening to myself go off up here because you know what I thought? I said, "Damn, you are angry. Damn, you are loud." And I said, "Damn, you are right. You are right."
And why is he
Period.
so focused on me? He lives in California. I live in New Jersey. We are 4,000 miles from each other. Why is he so concerned with me? Go sit your ass down somewhere and get and refresh your oxygen tank.
You little troglodyte. Then I was nice by calling him Beasley because I usually call him Beastly.
Oh Lord.
Quasi
I just found
Lumbo.
it I just found that whole gay statement kind of weird coming from him, considering how he was over on another content creators panel. And I want to say it was Rex. He told Rex he wanted to slide his peen in his butt while licking his ear
He
and then pull
absolutely
his
said that.
dick out and wipe it on his dress.
He
Yeah,
Like,
he's
absolutely
on the
said that.
prowl. That's why he always
disgusting.
forgives me when I drag him because he's on the prowl. He's a little Bucci bandit. And we already know a Bucci barracuda when we see one.
Yeah, I've heard him talk like that too.
But
He's
he
a
doesn't like gay. But yeah, you come and you click a lesbian's link. I don't understand people.
period.
And that's the thing. This is really why I have to put my foot down and be like, you hear Zulu?
That's
You
Zulu calling Quasi to the clock.
And then he's in the back chat giving me
Who's
his
Lulu
phone
growling
number.
at?
Then he's in the back chat giving me his phone number because he wants to have conversation with me. But I'm a gay man. Why do you want to talk to a gay man on the phone? You're
Somebody must
weird,
be on his
bro.
sidewalk.
It's weird. He's lonely.
I'm what I'm doing is letting Beasley hear Zulu. Now this who gonna bite you. Now you better calm down.
And you know, even a real old school saying, which is still true, and it come from the slaving days, and it still reign true today.
What?
Um, uh, damn, why did it slip my mind like that? I'm drunk. Oh well. I was about to say something. It rang so true, and it wasn't the tragic mulatto of it all. It was something else. What was that damn old saying? It'll come back to me. I'm on mute.
Yeah, what that's the only thing that I was just saying. Cause Beasley, I want you to have your opinion. But the first time you came up here trying to tell D Miss Soul to stop talking so fast. You can't tell this woman how to stop talking. You said because you can't follow her conversation. That all of the women up on the platform need to tell her to stop talking so fast because you as a man couldn't follow how fast she was speaking. That didn't have nothing to do with any of us over
So,
here.
and I
So
She
remember
wasn't she wasn't talking fast. He was just listening slow. That's all.
right, and I remember what I was saying. Y'all remember the old saying? The saying was a waste of light skin. That's what he is. Because at the end of the day, he think he's something better because he's mixed, and then with that will give him fair skin. Which don't confuse that with an actual light skinned black person with two black parents who just came out fair toned. And then because they are trying to replace you, and they always did that ever since the plantation days, so it was always that fear of black replacement. You see. And so he would be somebody, oh, we thought we were sending you in the house and you was going to be a slave inside the house and you was going to get better stuff to bring outside, but you winded up just being just as dusty as one of them on the yard, and you was a waste of light skin. You're good old, light, old, perfect, everything you thought you was, proximate to white, winded up getting you nothing but the worst black experience you could ever imagine, and you're still in denial and white identified. What a tragedy to be born. Huh? Anyway, let me, girl, since I ain't trying to hurt no feelings on purpose.
well, no, that's fine. And I actually did enjoy this conversation. And yeah, I honestly, when it comes to real topics like this, I don't like to turn anybody away.
Hmm.
But I think that initially when Beasley came, he came at the so then he argued with Snoop. Then I brought him back up. Then now he disrespecting gays. Don't do that.
Bless his heart.
Don't throw a part of me by the wayside because it's fitting your narrative. No, don't do that. If you gonna get up here and talk about the gays, even though you was talking about ghetto, me and Yusuf right up here, and we matter.
And we all sharing our experiences, and everybody don't agree. We're literally listening to each other and expressing each other's self. He gonna girl.
Well, he ended up leaving, but I hope he don't take no offense to it. And to be honest, y'all, right now it's over 3 hours. When I came here, I was just gonna give my receipts and that's it. But this ended up being a good discussion because I ain't gonna lie. I tune out the politics, but y'all done gave me some stuff to think about. And at least for me to try to get myself back into thinking about it
Right.
because I really don't want to be overwhelmed by what's going on. How in the
When
world
you're
can
not
you
in it
go on
alone. When you're not in it alone and it's a community burden, it's not so much to bear as one person, J.Dunn.
Well, but my problem is, how in the hell do you fixate your thoughts upon something that you just cannot change? I'm
Well,
just
it's not
talking.
it's not that, it's about the things you can
You
change, and
can
you can
still
change your mind with your thoughts.
But at this particular point, we are right here in this presidency, and that cannot be changed. So
if
I
he's
have to
go-
focus my energy and stuff that I can change and dictate and move around.
Well, there's battles and there's wars.
Exactly. And I'm gonna say this and
And
I'm gonna
there's
drop because I'm getting
fights
sleepy.
and there's scuffles.
Um,
Me
to
too.
J Dunn's point, I definitely
he's going
get
to
what
put
she's
forth things
saying.
that have to be passed, and they have to be
Exactly.
passed by congressmen and senators
Mm-hmm.
that get voted every 2 years, not 4 years.
Right.
So you got to stay focused on that, because in the midterm elections, if they don't vote for your interest, you kick their tails out. He's no good without a
That's true.
Congress and the Senate. And I'm gonna leave on that note. I love y'all. Thanks for having me today.
All
Bye.
right, thank you,
And
Ghetto.
I'm about to drop too. And to J Dunn's point, she said something about how can you something about somebody already made up their mind and they're not going to change or something like that. Um,
Right. Well, what
even though
I was saying
Mhm.
as far as this, I cannot focus my energy on something that I cannot change. This election that happened, ain't nothing I could do to change it. It is what it is. So I'm just sitting it out. It's just like me being somebody who grew up with the hurricanes. When the
Mhm.
hurricane is coming, ain't shit you could do about it but just ride that storm
Ride
out.
it out. Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
That's very
So
true.
that's
And I
where I
live
am
right
with
by
it.
the water. So
That's
I
where I am
definitely
with
get
it.
that. I
Hmm.
definitely understand that. But to your point, Jay Dunn, I agree with what you're saying. However, you can't go down without a fight. So I can appreciate people getting out there trying to do something, even though people may feel like what we're doing isn't going to change anything. And then to circle back around, you made a statement earlier about buyer's remorse. I 100% agree with you on that because during the inauguration, when Trump went to go shake the vice president's hand, the camera hit his face, and the vice president looked disgusted by Trump. And I'm just like, you decided to run with him, so
Hmm.
you can't be too mad at that. Like, I believe things has to get worse before they get better.
Right.
And don't forget
And,
Elon, he ran with him too, but
child.
helped him out.
And now they fighting all over Twitter. How
Hmm.
can not? One of my good friends here, she is older. How old is she? About 59 years old, and she's a good friend of mine. I had I ended up working with her one show, and this was some years ago. And we have always stayed in touch, and she always keep me in the loop when it comes to politics. That's like my go-to person where I'm just like, girl, what's going on? But when I saw them fighting all over Twitter like that, I called her this past week and I'm like, girl, what in the hell is this? Because she keep me hip on everything. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of things that we can't change. So I dabble into it and take it in when I feel like I can tolerate it. But
Mhm.
outside of that, it's like it seems like them millionaire fools, billionaire fools is up there just doing the most up there. And I mean, we just gotta wait to see what's gonna happen with them.
We need to pray.
Yeah, I agree with that because this
Yeah,
is
God
getting
will look
rough.
out for His people. We just need to pray. We all need to pray. That's all.
I
Well, let
agree.
me drop on down. Thank y'all so much for having me. It was such a pleasure. I'm glad I caught y'all. Jay
Oh,
Dunn.
thank you,
Um,
Yusuf.
yes, thank you. I would love a redirect one of these days. because I'll be having these discussions all the time. And anytime anybody's ready, they can come. And even when you're not ready, I do have other content for other different things. Like I cover celebrity news, cover trending topics, social media, viral stories, food, all those different things. It's more than just a pro blackness. So that's another way too. When you're not consumed in it, there's a multi-facets, you see, to the content to where, you get that black experience though. And so I could appreciate, if y'all come over and talk to me sometime too.
Hey Yusuf, before you drop, if you got the same number, I'm gonna text you because I need to
I
re-up.
do. Oh yeah, because
Okay.
you're gonna need some magic seasonings,
Yep.
honey. I already know. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
So I'll
If
text
you
you.
don't, I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're
And
fine.
the
I'll be
last
ready to
thing,
drop. J Dunn. Thank you
question
so
for
much
J.
for
Dunn.
having me up and
Okay, you
allowing me
welcome,
to voice
Noah.
my opinion. Y'all have a good one.
You
All
You
right,
too.
too.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. The last
Jay,
question J. Dunn is just simply, am I allowed? Can I share this on Ratchet Politics? The just this snippet part of our discussion, my appearance here.
the entire thing while you was here.
Yeah, just my appearance.
Oh, I guess that's fine, Yusuf, because you came to my members only over there. So yeah, you
Well,
got
I
it.
always come up here and it's a great discussion. And so I don't always have a chance to interact with other people. So people need to see this and it helps normalize me a little bit because people think I'm too radical when really I'm really very harmless.
Oh no, well that's fine, Yusuf, because yeah, honestly, the people that I'm going after is the people that's been bothering me, and you don't bother me.
Thank
So yeah,
you.
you
Yeah,
can get
no, and this is for the culture. Okay, so this is for education. This discussion was very powerful, and more Black people need to have discussions like this and need to hear it because even if we can't change it, the person listening possibly could and could do something. And we are changing something by doing something. And like I said, changing our mind, sending the message. Stuff is what it is out here. We can't change it, and looking away don't make it go away. Just like saying failed attempts don't. We got to get strategic and smart,
no,
and that's united.
I feel you, but yeah, you can use it at any point.
Thank you. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Okay.
all
All right.
right. Hey, John, thank you for having me. And if you can, could you drop his link so I can subscribe to his channel or put it in the private chat?
Thank you,
Oh
dude.
yeah, yeah. I thought I had put Yusuf before. Yusuf, can you put it up in the back chat for the
Yeah, I
room?
got. Well, I got a whole bunch of channels, but I'm gonna just put my main one down there that got food and got cooking and cussing. Okay, and that's the main channel. So
Well, you
if all
gotta
else
put it
fails,
put it in the back chat though, so that
I
that way
am.
I can put it in the main.
There we go. Beasley is desperate. He's putting his number in the back chat.
Yeah,
He
he did
put
that
it there for
earlier.
ghetto intellect. He want ghetto intellect to call him. I guess he want them to fight.
No, he wants something to sword fight. And he's sitting
Mm.
there talking about gay people, and that is fruity as I wouldn't even do that as an openly gay man. That's fruity. Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
just trifling. And he looked like he stank. Ugh.
Mm.
Now
Bye,
what?
y'all.
Okay, Yusuf. I just misspelled your name, but I'm putting you up in the main
That's
chat.
okay. Shit, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on.
Okay. So now I should have Yusuf here
Damn.
for y'all to be able to
There we
subscribe.
go.
And then Uppity just came back here. Hold on, let me see. Hey Uppity.
What's up, J.Dunn? Very good discussion toward it, and I love these type of talks. But I just want to add something to you because you were saying like you don't have option. You actually do because Elon Musk and Trump has fell out, and basically Elon Musk is threatening to
Hmm.
throw his money to whatever Democrat is, that's going to be heavily against Trump. I don't think he necessarily even cares about them doing anything for him because I think Trump pissed him off with those China tariffs and stuff like that. So you do have options. So you all you got to do is get with like-minded people that you know online and off,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a free like because the only thing we don't have is lobbyists. So once enough people get enough like-mindedness, maybe you can afford a lobbyist, or you can do lobby it other way, like they doing Target right now with the non-shopping thing. So there is something coming up because right now he controls all three branches, but because he fell out with Elon Musk and they both two narcissists, you already knew that was gonna happen. So he's straight up saying, I'm throwing my money to whoever is straight up against Trump. And some Republicans is even with it. So yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
you do
Right.
got options.
Elon. Yeah, because Elon is pissed and he want to fight.
Right. Yeah. He think he feels used. Yeah.
Yeah.
He spent like almost 300 million on Trump's election. So you already know for the election that's coming up for like the branches, that's money, but it ain't nowhere near what it costs for presidential. And I do also want to say, because you brought up the whole subject about people not believing you,
Who
but a
got
white
a
man.
TV in their background? It's loud.
Well, that's uppity because she got her daughter.
Yeah, thank you. And it's not nothing strikeable. So anyway, I'm getting down. Um, what I was about how you saying people didn't believe you, but they want to believe white men. The same thing with it's the same thing with Kamala Harris. She was not for black people, but she know black people are so desperate to be represented. And instead of supporting their own, they'll support the closest thing to it. Like she was heavy on the I'm Jamaican, did do nothing for Jamaica. With the HBCU, she likes to brag about. She didn't do them any special funding. She actually did cut some. I talked about this during the race, so I'm happy she didn't go because I know who Trump is. She's like a somebody, whoever hand is up her butt, that's what she's doing at the moment. So she killed her career, not Trump, not black women, because black women don't owe these mixed people nothing. Because like Yusuf said, and I always say, black people don't have any friends, especially black women. So I think more black women need to center themselves first, regardless of what they got going outside, or whether you into interracial dating, whether you gay, whatever you got going on. You need to put that aside for a collective set of rules to help us and our children, because we can't even depend on the men, because the minute they get a couple of dollars, they abandon us and they use us as well. So I think that's a certain place to start from, and start with your own like-minded friends, and eventually the circle will get better. That's all I want to say, but really great live. I was really enjoying the end of the discussion. I'm getting down.
Okay, thank you, uppity. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all. So that was uppity. Okay, so room shaking Empress. Y'all got final word?
Look like Room Shaker gonna go first.
Oh, it's okay. I really enjoyed this day, John. We covered a lot. It was a good experience. And I hope you do more lives like this. I will engage and come up. Like, I enjoyed it.
Oh, well, I'm happy that you did, room shaker, because I enjoy myself every single time I come over there. I didn't expect it to go this way, but it was really only because of the white identified. This live would not have gone that route if it wasn't for the white identified, as far as white men trying to take credit for the Patreon. But I think everything shifted the way that it should have, and so I appreciate everybody's input. I really do appreciate a lot when everybody talk one at a time, because I don't like to do all that yelling and screaming. I'm gonna scream at somebody if I'm over there and I'm minding my business on somebody's panel and somebody come and bother me. But I prefer not to do that. I'm an only child. I'm an introvert. I don't like all that. But I mean, I'm gonna get somebody up off of me, one way or the other.
As you should. Thank y'all for having me. Bye, Empress.
Bye bye.
All right,
Talk to
bye,
you
Room
later.
Shake. Okay, what about you, Empress?
Okay, so I wasn't here for the whole live, so I don't even know about the white identified. I have to go back and listen. But what I was responding to was, I heard y'all talking about what was going on in LA and everything, and that's something that I've been watching since it started. So I was really, really interested in that. But
Mm-hmm.
so that was, to me, that part was a pretty good conversation for me. Um, since I've been here, the live has been good, and it has to be good because I don't click links that much. So you pulled
Right.
me straight out the chat.
Well, I
Matter of fact,
appreciate
I wasn't even in it. Well, actually, I was watching. I wasn't even in the chat. I was just watching, and I decided to click the link. I was like, let me click this link because I got to. Sometimes you just be having so much inside of you, you just want to say it. I mean, you could talk to the computer, but can't nobody hear you. So I
Mhm.
wanted to click the link and say that little part because I do feel that we need to be more concerned about Trump, and they need to contain him and do whatever they need to do with him so this thing don't get worse than what it is, because we're gonna be in trouble. It's just a lot of stuff that could possibly go wrong if he's not, done something about. But anyway, it was a good live. Thanks for having me, and
You
hope
more
you
than
have
welcome.
more like this.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you for joining me. Definitely, if it arises, and if organically the conversation shifts like that, then for sure, because that's not what this live was about at all. But it just ended up shifting that way. So I'm happy that everybody had a good conversation.
All right, take care.
All right, you too. All right, y'all. So look at me, 3.5 hours. Y'all, I did not get on here expecting to be here that long with y'all, but I appreciate y'all for being here with me. I want to say thank you to everybody for the support, for the likes. I want to thank everybody for coming up here and giving their input, their point of view. Unfortunately, I don't write down the names of everybody that came up, y'all, so forgive me. I do not I don't want to start listing names and then forget somebody or leave somebody out. I did want to come through about my goals. The people really did show out for me, for my goals earlier today. To meet my goals, as I was telling y'all, my step-by-step process. And again, that's the problem with the Black community, is because sometimes we have information, but when you give the information to other people, but then they prefer to give the credit to a white man, I think that's a problem. When you try to actually give somebody a tip of some information, where they be like, well, how did you do this, what did you do? And then I gave step by step on here, and then they turned around and tried to tell me that a white man deserved credit, even though I'm the one that's trying to explain to y'all what happened and what was done. So yeah, this conversation went in the direction that it needs to go, and I'm fine with it. And I do want to thank all of y'all once again. I will probably be back on Wednesday morning for my morning show. I went on ahead and came live tonight, this evening, just so that I can go ahead and get my point across here. Um, I really want to say what I need to say as far as this whole Patreon thing. And it's funny because Jay Wilson was over there trying to discredit me with no receipt at all. Jason was trying to discredit me with no receipt at all. It's a lot of people that was just trying to discredit me with no receipt to back anything up about what they said. But either way, I came here with the receipts, and no, I didn't do anything maliciously. I didn't have any malicious intent. But I'm not gonna let you play. I'm not gonna let you play with my actual real life. And if I have anything to do with the guidelines and everything, then I'm gonna go for what I know. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have a great evening. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Don't stress. And I'll see y'all on Wednesday morning. Bye.